I beg your pardon?
Oh, I was just talking to myself. I said,
Oh.
I said that on account of this here picture of the beast eating the Eiffel Tower. Well, in the movie, he never did eat it. He just stomped it down.
You know, you're right. I never noticed.
They put a lot of things on posters that are not in the movies. Like this one back here. See where the mud creature's oozing up the steps of the Egyptian embassy? That wasn't even in the picture.
Say, you're right. Oh, you certainly have a good memory.
Oh, it's not that exactly. I just seen this picture twice.
Oh, then you like monster movies, too.
I sure do. And I sure did enjoy the last one they had here. I Was a Teenage Insect. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Well, it was a real good one. You see, this scientist feller was tampering with things that are best left alone. And, well, it gets kind of complicated, and I don't guess you've got time to hear the whole thing.
Well, I am waiting for a bus, but it isn't due for another half an hour. We could go across the street and have a cup of coffee, and you could tell me all about it there.
I'd like that. Do you like sodas? They're my favorite.
Oh, I love cherry sodas. They're my favorite.
Cherry sodas? Mine, too. Well, isn't it a small world?
Oh, it sure is. I mean, well, it's so unusual to meet somebody who likes the same things you like. I'm Alice Borden.
I'm Gomer Pyle, and I'm pleased to know you.
How do you do?
Well, what this scientist feller done with his tampering was to put this teenage girl into a deep, deep sleep. And when she woke up, she was crawling up the sugar bowl. So this scientist feller falls in love with the insect that he's created. But he can't change her back. So guess what?
What?
He changes himself into an insect, and at the end of the picture, they go crawling off together. I just love pictures with a happy ending, don't you?
I certainly do.
Hey, Gome.
Hey, Duke.
Hello there.
This is my buddy Duke Slater. This is Miss Alice Borden.
How do you do?
Hello.
Won't you sit down and join us, Duke?
Huh? Oh, no, I'll move on. You two look like you want to be left alone.
Oh, Duke.
What?
It was just Duke clowning around. Would you like another soda?
Well, I think I... Oh, dear, I missed my bus.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's all my fault for rattling on so.
I don't mind, really. I just enjoy talking to you.
Well, since you do have to wait on the next bus, did you ever see the movie where the giant moth lit on Japan?
No, I didn't.
Well, that was another good one. You see, this scientist feller was tampering around with things that are best left alone, and one day he was experimenting, and so he was there in his lab.
Where you going, Gome?
Oh, into town.
You got a date?
Uh-huh, sort of. That young lady you met last night.
Yeah. Hey, I haven't had a chance to ask you about her. Who is she? Where'd you meet her anyway?
At the movies. We got to talking about monster movies. She likes them, too.
You picked her up at a monster movie?
Well, it wasn't like that, Duke. We just met.
Well, call her what you want. Hey, Casanova, way to go there, and good work.
You shouldn't talk like that, Duke. That poor girl's had a lot of grief.
Yeah?
That's right. She's lost her parents, and her brother are staying at this motel, and they're working their way to Oregon to start a new life.
Oh, well, she seems like a very nice girl.
She is, and we got a lot in common. We both like cherry sodas and popcorn and monster movies.
You know, I'd try it myself. Find something real cute like that at a monster movie. I'm afraid that's what I'd wind up with, a monster.
You're just cynical, Duke. Well, I'll see you.
Hey, Gomer, if she's got a sister... Nah, forget it. She'd probably be a monster.
Cynical.
I certainly did enjoy myself tonight, Gomer.
Well, I'm sure glad, Miss Alice.
Hi, Lloyd.
Oh, hi, sis.
Gomer, this is my brother, Lloyd. Lloyd, this is Gomer Pyle.
Pleased to meet you, Lloyd.
Same here.
Gomer, it's so early. Why don't we sit on the swing and talk for a while?
If you'd like.
Well, I guess you two have things to talk about. I'll go on inside and read.
Don't let us run you off, Lloyd.
Oh, that's all right. The light's better inside.
Your brother Lloyd seems like a real nice feller.
Oh, I just knew you two would hit it off, just like you and I did. You know something, Gomer? You're awfully easy to talk to. I mean, most fellas, well, with them, it's hard to really say anything. It's just the same old talk that you talk to people that you really don't know how to talk to.
Well, Thanks.
I guess it's because we have so much in common.
That's right. We both like monster movies.
And cherry sodas.
Right.
Oh, Gomer, you must think I'm awfully silly.
Well, no. What makes you say a thing like that?
Well, because I enjoy talking to you so much. And this is just every day to you.
Why, it isn't either.
You're not just saying that?
Golly, no.
Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could sit and talk like this every night? Forever and ever?
Well, that'd be nice.
Oh, Gomer, I accept!
You do?
Lloyd, guess what? Gomer just proposed to me.
When?
Just now, isn't it exciting?
Well, congratulations, brother-in-law.
You're gonna get what?
Married, I think.
You think? What is this, some kind of gag?
No, Sergeant, it's a surprise to me, too. I mean, that's my problem. She said yes before I realized I'd made a proposal.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just means that she was answering questions I didn't think I was asking.
Pyle, did you propose to the girl or not?
Well, I didn't mean to, but I guess she took it that way.
What did you say to her, for Pete's sake?
Well, I told her I liked to talk to her.
You told her you liked to talk to her, and she said, yes, I'll marry you?
I think it was the part about forever and ever that did it.
Well, how long have you known this girl?
Going on 3 days.
Uh-huh. One of them long engagements.
I mean, she's a real nice girl and all, Sergeant, but I just don't want to get married.
You don't?
Well, not now anyways, and not to a girl I've known only 3 days.
Okay, then it's simple. Just call her up and tell her you don't want to get married.
But I don't hardly see how I can do that, Sergeant. It seemed all kind of settled last night.
Look, Pyle, this girl tricked you into proposing. It's a racket, and you fell for it.
You mean she don't want to marry me?
Oh, she'll marry you, all right. She'll marry you for your paycheck.
My paycheck?
That's right. The wife of a serviceman gets a nice monthly allotment. Now, that's all she wants. Right after you're married, she'll disappear with a story about how some relative is sick and just send her the check in care of general delivery in that city.
She will?
Mm-hmm. And after about 6 months or a year, you're suddenly going to realize you don't really have a wife. So you stop them checks. But in the meantime, she's married maybe 4 other guys who are also sending her checks. Now, that's $360 a month, tax-free, huh?
Oh, I can't believe this.
Them girls hunt for suckers in uniform. There's a flock of them, like buzzards.
But she seems so nice.
Dump her, dump her.
But how, Sergeant?
Pyle, take it from me, the voice of experience. She'll dump you in a minute if she finds a better sucker to marry.
It's hard to believe that of Alice.
All right. I'll prove it to you and get you off the hook at the same time.
How?
Simple. I'll take her away from you.
What?
Pyle, I told you if a better sucker came along, she'd go for it. Well, that's me. Just give me the girl's address.
But, Sergeant...
Pyle, aside from the obvious difference in physical attraction, she'll be looking at the sleeve. Since the sergeant makes more than a private, she'll dump you and go for me. Just watch.
Sergeant, even if she did, and I don't think she will, then you'd have to marry her.
I'd have to dump her. She dumps you, I dump her.
I just can't believe it.
Why? Why can't you believe it?
I just can't believe that of Alice. A girl that likes monster movies and cherry sodas can't be all bad.
Yes?
Oh, Miss Borden?
Yes.
I'm Vince Carter, Gomer Pyle's sergeant.
Oh?
May I come in?
Well, yes, I suppose so. Is, anything wrong?
Well, Pyle, Gomer told me about the happy occasion, and since I'm his sergeant, I sort of feel responsible for him, almost like a father. So I thought I'd drop around and meet the blushing bride.
Oh.
Oh, say, this is for you. It's champagne. I know that Gomer, on his private salary, would never be able to afford a bottle of champagne, so it's my little treat. Now, on your wedding night, have one on me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Sergeant. Sergeant, would you like a cup of coffee?
I'd love one. And you can call me Vince.
Oh, Vince, I'm awfully glad I met you. You're so easy to talk to.
Sure. A lot easier than some you might know.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Well, if you don't know, there's no reason for me to tell you. It's like you said, you and me get along good together.
Well, you are easy to talk to, Vince. What's the matter, Vince?
You know, I feel kind of like a rat. I come here to check on a girl one of my men is going to marry, and something's beginning to happen, and I don't like it.
What, Vince? What?
Why don't you make me leave before we're both sorry?
Vince, please don't go.
But it just ain't fair, Alice. It just ain't. There's Pyle, a nice little private, waiting to marry you. And here am I, a sergeant, acing him out. It just ain't fair.
Vince, listen. Sometimes we just can't help these things.
We can't?
Of course not. If it's got to happen, it's got to happen. Why fight it?
Yeah. And don't they say all's fair in love and war?
Oh, they do, Vince, they do.
And don't they say why settle for beans when you can have steak?
Oh, Vince, I accept. Bye.
You must be Lloyd.
Guess what? Vince just proposed.
No! Who?
Oh, that's right, you two haven't met. This is my brother Lloyd Vince Carter.
Well, congratulations, brother-in-law. You sure are a fast worker.
Oh, isn't it exciting?
Who would have thought when I came in tonight that things would be winding up like this, huh? Oh, say. I hate to bring up a sour note, but Pyle. What do we do about Pyle?
Oh.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you write him a letter tonight and tell him? I'd rather it came from you.
I'll let him down as gently as possible.
Good. Well, I've got to be going. I've got plans to make and things to do.
See you, sir. Nice going, Dave. That was a shrewd move.
Yeah, it's a pain. Boy, the things I do for you, Lloyd.
How about the things I do for you? Do you think I like letting other guys propose to my wife?
Oh, yeah, I bet it bothers you a lot.
Look, stop complaining. There's nothing more sure than a serviceman's allotment. It comes in like clockwork.
Well, maybe you're right, Lloyd. But sometimes I think we're too hung up on security.
Did I call it, Pyle, huh? Did I?
Well, it's hard to believe, Sergeant.
Yeah. Well, I had to do it that way to prove it to you, Pyle. It's too bad you had to learn.
It's terrible. Just terrible. What kind of people are those?
Leeches, Pyle. Not people, leeches.
Well, you sure knew what to do, Sergeant.
Naturally. Maybe next time you'll listen to me and learn from my experience.
I sure will. But how are you going to get out of Marion Alice?
It's already done. The minute I got back on the base last night, I called her up and said, it's been a great engagement, Toots, but I've been thinking it over, and adios.
Golly.
When you know, Pyle, you know.
Colonel wants to see you, Sarge.
Right. So let this be a lesson to you. You're off the hook, I'm off the hook, and she's down the drain. And there's nothing she can do about it. Just chalk this up to experience, and a lucky one.
Right, Sergeant. And it's all thanks to you.
Well...
You better hurry up, Sarge. The Colonel's waiting.
Right. Here I go. Come in.
That's him. That's the man. I want him arrested.
Sergeant, would you mind explaining this?
Sir, what have they told you?
Is it true you asked this woman to marry you?
Yes, he did. And he can't deny it.
I think I'd better discuss this with the sergeant. Alone.
All right, but something's going to have to be done. We don't want to make trouble, but if we have to...
Well,
I can explain this whole thing, sir.
I certainly hope so.
Well, you see, sir, this girl is a con artist, a phony. Only one of my men didn't believe it, so I went out to prove something.
Yes. Did you ask her to marry you?
Well, sir, this man in my platoon was tricked into marrying her, and I was just trying to get him out.
Sergeant, did you ask her to marry you?
Well, it was the only way I could prove to this man that she was a con artist, sir.
A dangerous game. Did she trick you into proposing?
Oh, sir, I wouldn't fall for that old game. I tricked her.
Then you got your man out of trouble.
That's right, sir.
But you, Sergeant, are in big trouble.
But, Colonel, I proved that she was just after a meal ticket, a serviceman's allotment.
I think you're probably right. And I admire the fact you wanted to get your man out of trouble. But you handled it in the wrong way. You should have gone through channels, Sergeant. You know their department's set up for this sort of thing.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what this fellow has in mind when he says he can make trouble. But I want this settled. Quietly.
Yes, sir.
That's all, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, heartbreaker.
Oh, why don't you stop? You're not fooling anybody with that act of yours. What do you want?
We want to see you brought to justice for breach of promise. However...
I figured there was a however. What's your however?
Nothing. It's just the lawsuits take so long, and we would like to leave for Oregon right away.
So?
So the technical term is settling out of court.
Oh, I get it. This is a shakedown. You know, they're common crooks.
Bite your tongue, Sergeant. There are also laws against slander. Now, do we settle this like reasonable people, or do I go in to see the colonel again?
Wait.
Yes?
Well, what kind of settling you talking about?
Well, I figure we could patch Alice's heart and get to Oregon on $500.
$500?
We're giving you a break because you're a serviceman.
Why, you...
Sergeant. You wouldn't want to add an assault and battery charge, would you? That's better. You can pay us any time as long as it's by Friday.
I feel terrible. Really terrible. Just terrible.
Okay, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes, there is. I can pay the $500 for you.
Where are you going to get $500?
Well, I could pay them $2 a month. That's what I put in my savings account.
Well,
It don't sound like much, but it adds up. That's $24 a year.
they're not going to wait 20 years for the money.
It's closer to 21. In fact, it's 21 exactly.
Look, let's just say this is a very expensive lesson, not to butt into anybody else's business.
But, Sergeant...
You can't help me, so forget it.
Well, where are you going to get $500?
I don't know. I could always sell my car. It's worth almost $900. I still owe $1,000 on it. I don't know, Pyle. I'll think of something. Just get out of here and leave me alone.
Right, Sergeant.
You gotta be kidding. $76.
But it was all I could get from my buddies. $76 down, and then $2 a month till it's all paid off, just like the way they do in department stores.
It's nice you want to help your sergeant. But we couldn't settle for $76.
Okay, but it's only fair to warn you. The weed of crime bears bitter fruit.
I don't believe him.
Pyle, what are you doing here?
He was just leaving.
I tried, Sergeant.
Huh?
You bring the money?
Yeah.
500?
Well, closer to 50.
Closer to 40. Well, a private here was going to do better than that.
Why don't you take the $76 and the 40, and we'll pay you the rest later? I got $76.
Now, wait a minute. What do you take us for? We want $500 and we're not going to settle for less.
Well, I can't get it this quick. I need more time.
How much more time?
About 1.5 years.
Alice, let's call a lawyer.
Wait a minute, you can't do this to Sergeant Carter.
Oh, no. We've got a legitimate breach of promise case.
Pyle, will you stay out of this?
You gonna pay the money or not?
I can't get it this quick, I told you.
Alice, call.
But if this ever gets out, they'll be saying terrible things about Sergeant Carter.
Yeah, call, Alice.
Wait a minute. If anybody's reputation is going to get abused, then it ought to be mine, because I asked first.
What?
I asked you to marry me first, so I got first choice in getting sued.
You got $500?
No.
The lawyer, Alice, call him.
Wait a minute. You can't do that.
What's gonna stop me?
Well, I'll stop you.
Oh, really? How?
I'll marry you.
Marry me?
Marry you. You said you'd marry me before you said you'd marry Sergeant Carter, and I can't afford to get sued, so I guess I'll just have to marry you.
Pyle, you can't marry her.
You can't stop me, Sergeant.
Listen to your sergeant, kid.
No, I'm gonna marry her.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't marry you if you were the last guy.
Don't matter now, you promised.
Yeah. I think maybe it is time Pyle got married.
Lloyd, I'm not...
Shut up. Now, look, 500 isn't much if you split it between the two of you.
Yeah, but I think marriage would be good for Pyle. And this is a great day for a wedding. Yeah, I think it's about time Pyle settled down and had a few kids.
What?
Call the chaplain, Pyle.
Yes, Sergeant.
Wait a minute. Now, look, we're all friends here. If you're in a bind, we'll settle for $250.
Not a cent. Pyle's happiness is at stake. Call the chaplain.
Yes, Sergeant.
Wait a minute, hold it. Look, Alice don't want to marry the dummy. The dummy don't want to marry Alice. So fair's fair. We'll just take the money you got and forget the whole thing.
And you won't sue Sergeant Carter?
No, we'll let it go.
Sounds fair to me, Sergeant.
Well, not to me.
That's our last offer, Jarhead. Alice don't have to marry him, and we'll still sue you.
He does have a point there, Sergeant.
He ain't got a point. We got the point. Go ahead and sue.
You think we won't? Alice, call the lawyer.
Pyle, call a lawyer.
You mean the chaplain?
I mean a lawyer.
But they're calling the lawyer. We're supposed to call a chaplain.
Not anymore. If she's suing me for jilting her, then you're suing her for jilting you.
What? Sergeant's right. Turnabout's fair play.
Oh, I should have thought of this before. We got the best end of the deal. She threw Pyle over to get me. Judges don't like that.
Oh, wait a minute, Sergeant.
Pyle, call a lawyer.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you've got a point. Alice and me, we'd like to discuss it for a minute. Maybe we could work out a settlement. Go on, Alice.
Sergeant, even if we can sue them more than they can sue us, I don't want to because it's not a fair and honest way to earn money.
Well, I don't want to sue them either. I just want to throw a scare into them to get them off our back. That's called diplomacy.
Well, what do you think they'll do? What if she decides she will marry me?
Now, she ain't gonna marry you. She ain't gonna marry me. She ain't gonna marry anybody. They're gonna try to weasel their way out of this, is what? Just watch. They'll come back in here. It looks like my diplomacy worked.
Sure did. Maybe they'll live a better life in Oregon.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I was just talking to myself.
Oh,
This picture here, it's not right.
it's not?
No, you see where the giant caterpillar is spinning the cocoon around the United Nations building? Well, in the movie, he spun it around Grant's tomb.
Oh, that's true.
Guess you think I'm kind of silly, but I always compare these publicity pictures with the movies. Did you ever do that?
Yes, I do.
I was talking to a young lady just the other evening about the very same thing, and she... You like monster movies?
Yes.
You like cherry sodas?
Yes.
Bye, ma'am. Sergeant? Sergeant? It's just me, Sergeant.
That's my big problem in life, Pyle. It's always you.
Just came by to pick up my pass for tonight, but if you're busy, I'll be glad to come back later.
No, forget it, Pyle. I got your pass right here. Just remember to knock next time, will you? Instead of barging in here, understand?
Right, Sergeant, and I'm sorry. What was that?
Huh? What's what?
Sounded like a dog. There it is again. Sounds like it's coming from over here.
Hey, you're getting kind of nosy, ain't you?
But I thought I heard a dog. You've done it, Sergeant. You got yourself a dog. It is a dog, isn't it?
Yeah. Come on, you might as well have a look.
Ooh. Shazam.
A little birthday present from me to Bunny. Cute, huh?
Golly, I'll say, Sergeant, where'd you get him?
Corporal Walnick over in C Company. His mud had a whole litter of them, and since I didn't know what to get for Bunny...
She'll just love him. She'll just love him. Look at that little feller. And look at that cute little face.
Yeah, the perfect birthday present. And cheap, too. Didn't cost me a nickel. Well, now you had a good look, okay? So if you don't mind, Pyle.
I can just see Miss Bunny's face when she sees him.
Right. If I could ever get out of here, Pyle.
Right, Sergeant, I'm going now. And, Sergeant,
Yeah?
I'll bet you're the most thoughtful sergeant on this base. But that's you, always thinking about the other person.
I'll buy that.
Oh, yes. Oh, you're just the cutest, the absolutely most adorable little thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he is, ain't he?
Tipper, how's that sound?
Huh?
Well, he's got to have a name. And look, Vince, he's got a little black spot right on the tip of his tail.
Tipper, huh? Yeah, I guess that's as good as any.
Oh, Vince, I gotta tell you, this is the nicest present I ever got, ever. Who would ever think of giving a puppy for a present?
Yeah, well, I figured you could always use a little companionship when I'm not around, that is.
You sure figured right. Oh, Vince, I just don't know how to thank you enough.
Don't worry, you'll think of something. Come on, let's go.
Go?
Well, sure, that's what I'm here for, ain't it? Take you out on the town?
Oh, Vince, we can't go off and leave little Tipper all alone.
Huh?
Leave a little puppy in a strange apartment on his first day here? Oh, Vince, you wouldn't want me to do that. Well, he's just like a little baby.
Oh, you want to stay home, huh?
We have to.
Well, yeah, okay. We'll stay home. Sure, I can whip up a couple of eyeballs. You can put on one of them ham and sweet potato frozen dinners.
Exactly.
And then who knows, maybe a nice romantic movie on television. What could be cozier? Huh, baby doll?
Oh, is that cute? Oh, look, Vince, he doesn't like you to do that.
Huh?
Go on, try it again. That's the cutest thing. You are the most adorable little thing.
Yeah, adorable.
And to think he was all your idea. My little sweetie. Yes.
Oh, come on, Bunny. We stayed home last night and the night before that. And all your time is taken up with that dog. Honestly, I'm beginning to think I made a mistake ever bringing that mud over to you. Oh, no. I didn't mean it that way. No, of course I'd never take him back. I'd cross my heart. Okay, we'll stay home tonight. Huh? I don't care. Whatever you want to defrost. Well, chalk up another big night of pouring milk and spreading newspapers.
Up again, huh?
4 nights in a row, 4 nights. I can't get her out of that apartment.
Doesn't sound so bad to me, Vince. The two of you home all alone with time on your hands.
Not the 2 of us, the 3 of us. Remember, and baby makes 3?
Hey, Vince, you want to get out so bad. Maybe that's your answer.
Huh?
I mean, what do people do who have kids and want to get out? They get a babysitter.
So who's got a baby?
Well, you do. You said so yourself. You need a dog sitter.
I know about babysitters, but dog sitters?
Oh, yeah, they got 'em.
Oh, come on, Chuck. Where am I going to find an idiot silly enough to sit up all night with a dog?
Hey, Sergeant.
I think I know. Correct that. I know.
Excuse me, Sergeant. I just wanted to report that I finished that paint detail. It looks just like me.
Fine. Look, Pyle, I was wondering if you have anything special on for tonight.
Gosh, don't know.
Well, to tell you the truth, Pyle, I was wondering if you'd like to drop by and kind of keep an eye on Bunny's new puppy tonight so as we can get away.
Golly, Sergeant. You really mean that? I'd be glad to.
Oh, good. That's good, Pyle. And I want to tell you you'll be doing me a big favor.
Oh, no, Sergeant. It's you that's doing me the favor. There's nothing in the world I like better than a little puppy. Of course, that's not counting you, Sergeant. I was just referring to animals. Golly, Sergeant, I can't tell you how I've been looking forward to this evening.
You and me both, Pyle. You and me both. Hiya, baby doll. I got a little surprise for you.
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Well, I wasn't expecting you.
Guess what? He's going to be a puppy sitter.
Puppy sitter?
Don't you get it? So's you and I can get out and have a little fun.
Sure, Miss Bunny, you really ought to get out, especially after having been cooped up like you have.
Well, gee, fellas, I don't know.
What don't you know? Believe me, Pyle will take better care of Tipper than you will. And he's had lots of pets in his life, right, Pyle?
Yes, ma'am. I've had dogs and cats and birds and even a pig. Do you want to hear about the pig?
No. What do you say, Bunny?
Well, I could stand a night out at that. Well, you sure you know what to do?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It's just a matter of common sense.
Sure. Come on, let's go.
Okay, Vince. Oh, I guess I better bring Tipper out so we can get used to you before we leave.
Good idea. Oh, thanks again, Pyle.
It's okay, Sergeant. I'm going to have every bit as much fun as you are.
You want to bet? Well, here we are out among the human race again. Admit it, it's nice, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially when you consider I got you all to myself for a change. Just the two of us. Which reminds me, I didn't tell you about the full itinerary for tonight. Now, here's what I got in mind. First, a nice energy building blue plate special.
Excuse me. You Bunny Olson?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, you got a phone call. He said you'd be sitting with the sergeant. You can take it right over there.
Thanks. Wonder who'd be calling me.
I don't know.
You don't think something's happened to Tipper? Oh!
Hello?
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Gomer, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing, ma'am. Everything's just fine. It's just that I hate to bother you with something so unimportant.
What does he want?
Shh. Oh, no, Gomer. It's no bother at all.
Well, I see that you got Tipper's bed under the sink. And I was just wondering, it's awful damp under there, especially for a little puppy.
Gee, I never thought of that.
But you know what? Right next to the broom closet, that's real dry, and he wouldn't get no draft from the window neither.
You're absolutely right, Gomer. I never thought of that. Next to the broom closet sounds much better.
Oh.
That's all I wanted. Thank you. I sure hope it wasn't no inconvenience calling you like this.
Well, it's okay, Gomer. I'm glad you did.
Well, you two go on and have a good time. Me and Tipper's getting along just fine and dandy.
Glad to hear it. Okay, Gomer. We'll see you a little later, huh? What? Oh, okay, I sure will. Bye-bye. Gomer said to say hey.
I'm touched. I'm really touched. Knucklehead. Well, was that a dinner? Now, about that itinerary. Here's what I thought we'd do from here. First, maybe we'll stop at Jamaica Joe's for a couple of cha-chas, you know, to work up the dinner.
Sounds good.
Then, what do you say we take a nice, long drive out along the ocean? And maybe we can...
Miss Olson? You wanted on the phone again?
You're kidding.
It must be Gomer again. Oh.
Only this time let me talk to him, huh? I want a few words with him.
Vince, it could be important.
Sure, like which part of the newspaper does the mutt like best? The sports section or the financial page?
Never mind.
Hello?
Hey, Miss Bunny. It's me again. No, nothing to be alarmed about. It's just that I put Tipper down to sleep next to the broom closet, and, well, he keeps crawling back under the sink.
Oh, no.
What?
Do you know what I thought? He seems to feel real secure in the living room next to the TV set. I could keep him there.
Good idea, Gomer. Why don't you try that? Tipper keeps crawling back under the sink.
You gotta be kidding. That stupid meathead called you up to tell you that?
Hey, Miss Bunny, is that Sergeant Carter I hear?
You want to say hello?
Goodbye. That's what I want to say. Goodbye.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, are you and Miss Bunny having fun?
Yeah, Pyle, in between your phone calls, we're having a lot of fun.
Well, you two just stay out just as late as you want to, long as I know where I can reach you in case something important comes up.
I got news for you, Pyle. From here on in, you got any more hot flashes about that pooch, you're gonna have to send them by seagoing pigeon. You got that?
Oh, I sure do. But you be real careful now. Them oceanfront roads are real dark and twisty this time of night. And you know what? The ocean spray gets on those roads and they get real slick. You know what I'd do if I was you? Hello? Hello?
It's a nice spot, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about beautiful. I gotta tell you, As good as you looked in the restaurant, you look even better in the dark. All soft and feminine. Real kissable.
Oh, Vince, you know you got fuzz on your ears just like Tipper.
Yeah? I guess that makes us dogs of a feather, don't it?
You think Gomer got him down for the night?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, Vince. It's just that, well, this is the first time I've ever left him alone at night.
And what's with you? You're talking like you left a baby back home.
Well, it is a baby. He's only 3 months old.
A dog baby, a dog baby. And you didn't leave him alone. You left him with Pyle, Mr. Conscientious himself.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sorry, Vince.
Yeah, that's better.
It's just that Gomer can't reach us out here.
Yeah, ain't it the truth?
What if Gomer's having trouble?
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Well, what if Tipper's sick and he can't reach us? Oh, Vince, we better go back.
Huh?
Oh, please, Vince, just for my own peace of mind. Pretty please.
Okay. Why not? There's nothing out here but a bunch of crummy moonlight anyway.
Sergeant Carter, you back so soon?
Is he asleep? Did you get him down all right?
Everything's fine. I got him down about an hour ago.
Oh, okay, Pyle, thanks again. You can get lost now, you know what I mean. There's still some of the evening left.
Good night, Tipper.
What's the matter, sweetie?
Golly, I must have disturbed him.
Don't worry about it, Pyle. I can take care of him myself. You just get going.
Oh, better let me, Vince. Oh, what's the matter, sweetie?
If I may, Miss Bunny, all these faces all of a sudden is quite a shock. Come on, Tipper. Everything's gonna be all right. You just settle down.
Well, will you look at that, Vince? Gomer's the only one who can keep him quiet.
Yeah, a regular Pied Piper.
Well, I really do have to go.
Wait a minute, Gomer. You don't really have to go, do you? Tipper doesn't want you to.
Well, I really would like to stay, but I guess I better go.
Vince, you make him stay. You're his boss. You're the sergeant.
Well, sure, but if he says he's got to go,
I didn't say I had to go. You was the one.
Okay.
You hear that, Tipper? How about that? I'm gonna stay. I'm not going after all.
Oh, good. Now we can watch the late movie and keep Tipper happy at the same time.
Oh, come on, Walnick. It just didn't work out, that's all. My girlfriend has a job, and she just doesn't have time to take care of... I know I should have thought of that first. So why can't you take the puppy back, huh? Oh, you still got 2 of them left. Hey, what if I give you $5? What do you mean, no soap? Thanks a lot. This is ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous. Dumb, stupid, and ridiculous.
It's really getting to you, isn't it?
I'm telling you, that pup has put some cramp in my style.
Things that bad, huh?
And it's not getting any better. You know what I got to look forward to for the next few months? Dog watching. And all I'm gonna have to show for it is a stack of frozen dinner trays a mile high.
Doesn't sound so bad to me. Think of all the dough you're saving on restaurants.
Who cares? I'm tired of eating in. Besides, who do you think gets all that attention? Not me, that's for sure.
But just remember, Vince, it was your idea in the first place.
Yeah. He's still got 2 pups. So who cares if he's got 3? That Walnick. What am I groaning about? Who says Bunny has to know that Walnick won't take him back?
Well, what do you mean?
Hey, Sergeant, look what I got for you to take to Tipper. Best way in the world to make friends with a dog. A rubber mouse, and it's good for his teeth, too. He can go on and...
Thanks, Pyle, but I'm afraid you're a little too late. I was just telling the bad news to Boyle here.
What's wrong? What bad news?
I just talked to Corporal Walnick. Tipper's mother's having a real bad time of it. Won't eat, won't sleep, won't bark, nothing.
That's a shame, Sergeant.
Yeah, a case of a broken-hearted mother, if ever I heard of one. So what can I do? I had to tell Walnick I'd send the pup back.
But, Sergeant, you couldn't.
I hated to, but I have to, Pop.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. I can imagine how you feel, Sergeant, knowing what Tipper means to Miss Bunny and all.
Like a rat. A real rat.
She's doing the right thing. Guess there's nothing else she can do under the circumstances. Would you tuck this in Tipper's basket? It's kind of a going-away gift.
Sure thing, Pyle. And thanks. Huh? Huh? He went for it, hook, line, and sinker.
You're a genius, Vince.
Sure, and Bunny will go for the same bit. No muss, no fuss.
Just one little question, Vince. What about the puppy?
What about the puppy?
Where does he go? If Walnick won't take him back, what's the plan?
Well, take him to a pet shop. That way, number one, he'll have lots of company during the day, and number two, sooner or later, some nice guy's gonna come in and take him home to some lucky kid. Oh, come on, Chuck. Would I do anything that wasn't on the up and up? You know me.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
I just wish you hadn't given him to me in the first place. I knew I had to give him back.
Oh, come on, Bunny. It's just one of those things that could happen to anybody and his mother.
I can't help it. I'm so used to the little thing, always waiting for me when I get home from work.
Well, I guess I better take off, huh? Before we both fall apart. I mean, for all our sakes.
I guess you're right. No use crying over spilled milk. Oh, I'm sorry, Tipper, sweetie, but it's for your own good, honest. And who knows, maybe I'll even come and visit you now and then.
Yeah, sure you will. Look, Bunny, while I'm gone, why don't you get yourself all dolled up for a night on the town? You know, take your mind off things.
Okay, Vince. Whatever you say.
Yeah. Well, no use keeping your old lady waiting, huh, old sport?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. I got it all solved, Miss Bunny. I got it all solved.
You got what all solved? What are you doing with that horse?
It's not a horse, Sergeant. This is Cleopatra.
Who?
Cleopatra, Tipper's mama. I arranged with Corporal Wolnick to bring her over here twice a week so she can visit with Tipper.
You what?
See, Sergeant, now Tipper don't have to go back. He don't have to go back at all.
Gomer, you doll! Oh, you absolute doll!
Well, I knew I had to do something knowing how you and Sergeant Carter felt about Tipper. Ain't that right, Sergeant?
Did you hear that, Tipper? You're not going back after all. You're going to stay right here. You too, Gomer. You're going to stay for dinner so Tipper and his mama can spend as much time as they want together.
Bless his heart.
Not only do I have a puppy, now I got a puppy's mother, and Papa Puppy. I got a whole family.
Well, at least you have one consolation. He'll grow out of it, and then he won't need all that attention.
Sure. Then he'll be a bigger nuisance. I'll have to walk him around the block. I'll have to take him for his shots. I'll probably even have to fix him up with dates the way things are going now. No, I got to do something now before Bunny really gets too attached to him.
Well, what?
Well, you know, I've been thinking.
I know, I can see the perspiration.
I mean, what if we drop by Bunny's apartment? You know, while she's at work? I know where she leaves the key.
My sergeant, the dog napper.
It's not like that at all. I got it all worked out with a guy at the pet shop. He's gonna make sure that Tipper gets a nice home with lots of kids. I'm doing it as much for him as for me. What am I, a rat?
No comment.
Gone? Just like that? Oh, what a shame. Are you sure you looked all over? Look, Bunny, take it easy. I'll be right there. Just sit down and calm yourself. No, I'll check the pound. Yeah, I'll drive around the entire neighborhood. I promise. I'll look around real good. Okay.
Sounds kind of different with a knife in her back, doesn't she, Vince?
Oh, will you stop? Look, I told you. It was either me or the pup.
Hey, Sergeant, are you going into town?
Got bad news for you, Pyle. Real bad news this time. Bunny just called. The pup ran away.
He ran away?
Yeah, up and left.
Why, that's terrible, Sergeant. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah, well, look, I better rush over to Bunny. She's pretty upset. Take over, boy. I may be a while.
What? Why, that's the most terrible thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, how did he get out? How?
Look, Pyle, what's done is done. You know, I've got work to do.
Poor Miss Bunny. She was so attached to that little feller. Sure wish there's something I could do.
Poor little Tipper, wandering around, just whining his little heart out.
Oh, come on, Bunny. He's not wandering around. You know what? Some kid picked him up. Probably flipped over a Tipper the minute he saw him and took him back to a nice home.
But how can we be sure?
And I'll tell you something else. A kid can give a pup a lot more love than a working girl. You shouldn't have a dog, Bunny. Not when you have to leave him alone all the time.
Maybe you're right, Vince. It's just that I was getting so attached to Tipper, coming home to all that love and companionship.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll make sure you get all the love and companionship you can stand. Believe me, if I can't make you forget a little 2-pound puppy.
Tipper. Maybe it's somebody who found Tipper.
Well, I wouldn't set my hopes on it, honey.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Oh, Gomer, bless you. Where did you find him?
Wait till you hear, Miss Bunny. Just wait till you hear. You see, when the sergeant here told me the terrible news, I just couldn't sit around and do nothing. And then I got an idea. I thought to myself, well, what if somebody found Tipper and then couldn't take him home with them? What would they do? They might just sell him to a pet shop. What'd you say, Sergeant?
Huh? Oh, nothing. I just said,
Aren't you happy we found him?
Oh, sure. That's what that was. A sound of relief that we found him.
Vince, can you believe it?
No, I really can't.
Well, I guess I better get going and leave you three alone for a while.
Wait a minute, Gomer. Didn't you say you bought him back? How much did you have to pay for him?
Well, it was only $35.
$35?
That's right, Sergeant, and I wasn't about to argue either, knowing you wanted to get Tipper back from Miss Bunny at any price.
Vince, give Gomer the $35 and with thanks.
Well, actually, Sergeant, it was $36.50 with the tax, which ain't hardly nothing, considering you're going to get $1 million worth of happiness out of that little puppy. I'm sorry to have put you to all this trouble, mister. Have a nice trip.
Boy, what a waste of time this is. I bet we've stopped 20 cars, and for what? Nothing.
Well, there must be smugglers operating in this area.
Oh, Gomer, you really believe that?
Well, why would the state police ask the Marines to cooperate in setting up all these roadblocks? It's all part of a big trap.
Some trap. Stuck out here in the boondocks, we got a better chance of trapping a gopher.
Well, you never know. The Mexican border's practically around the corner, and them smugglers is getting through somehow. Hey, Duke, here comes a car.
Gomer, believe me, it's nothing. Believe me, it's nothing.
What's the matter here? Something wrong?
Sorry to trouble you, ma'am, but we have orders to stop every car.
What? What are you talking about?
Gomer, she's no smuggler. That's all right, ma'am. You can be on your way.
Now, wait a minute, Duke. I know you're not a smuggler, ma'am. It's just that we have orders to search every car.
What do you think you're going to find in this car?
Well, you never know, ma'am. You could be the innocent carrier of smuggled goods. Them smugglers could have put some articles in your car unbeknownst to you.
For heaven's sake.
Gomer, will you let it...
Attention. Roadblock Charlie 3. Roadblock Charlie 3.
That's us. I'll get it. And let her go.
I'll search under the hood. That's always a favorite hiding place.
Roadblock Charlie 3 reporting.
Charlie 3, secure all equipment and prepare to move out. Transportation will pick you up at main intersection at 1300 hours. Acknowledge and over.
Roger. Okay, Gomer, let's wrap it up. We gotta meet the truck in 10 minutes.
Shazam, would you look at that?
What is it, Gomer? What'd you find? Julie, marijuana, what?
A corroded battery cable.
What?
Well, look for yourself. It's about ready to break off.
Oh, brother, never mind that. Let's pack up and get out of here. The truck's on its way.
Ma'am, if I was you, I'd try to get that fixed right away. It could give you some trouble.
That's Emo's service station for you. They're always in such a hurry.
And, ma'am, while you're at it, your fan belt's a little loose. You could have Emo tighten that up, too.
Gomer, let's go. We're gonna be late.
The fan belt, too?
Yes, ma'am. In the morning, how does she start up? Does she start up right away?
No. Not really.
Oh, boy.
Thinking of what the trouble is. It's your spark plugs. I think you got weak plugs.
I'm certainly going to tell Emil about this. Young man,
Yes, ma'am.
would you please check the oil and water?
Oh, be glad to.
What are you doing? We gotta pack the radio.
Your water's fine, ma'am. You're about a half quart down on your oil. Looks like to me she needs changing. You're getting a little greedy.
Thank you, young man. Emil's certainly going to hear it from me.
You mean you're not gonna do her windshield?
Oh.
Gomer!
Thank you very much, Private. You've been very kind.
It's okay, ma'am. You just tell Emil that a satisfied customer is a loyal customer.
I'll tell Emil all right.
Okay, Gomer? Too bad you don't give stamps.
No wonder people have so much trouble with their cars. Everybody's in such a hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Do you know who's not going to be in business very long? Emil.
My aching back. They call this equipment portable.
Well, if you want to rest a while, we could stop for a breather.
A breather? We'll be late for the truck. You and your car servicing.
Hey, there it is, there it is. You see? You was worried for nothing, Duke. We're here in plenty of time.
Hey, it's leaving. Hey, fellas, wait for us! Wait for Charlie! Wait! Well, that's a motor pool for you. They could have waited. Of all the rotten...
Can't blame them, Duke. We was late. Might as well make an example of us as anybody.
Yeah, and guess whose fault it is? Now, you sorry you didn't give that lady a wash and lube job, Gomer?
Sorry, Duke.
That helps. In the meantime, we're stuck way out here. It's at least 10 miles to the base.
I guess the only thing for us to do now is to hitch a ride. Folks are always happy to pick up servicemen.
You were saying about us picking up a ride, Gomer? Any particular day?
Hasn't been much traffic.
Well, I gotta rest, Gomer. This thing weighs a ton.
Hey, Duke, here comes one now.
What's up, boys?
Excuse me, sir. Are you going as far as the Marine base? Could we hitch a ride with you?
Well,
Please? This is awful heavy, and I really would appreciate it.
Well, I suppose so. Okay.
Can we put this equipment in your trunk?
Yeah, I guess so.
This is real neighborly of you. My name's Gomer Pyle, private first classes, and this is my buddy, TFC Duke Slater.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Burton. You fellas been out on maneuvers?
Oh, no. We've been out helping the state police set up roadblocks. Do you know this whole area is infested with smugglers?
No kid.
Are you from around here, sir?
No, I'm from upstate. I'm just stopping off in town on some business.
Well, listen, if you're going to be in town a day or two, why don't you come out to the base? We can show you through our barracks and take you through the service club. We've got new ping pong tables and cork paddles.
Well, thanks. Perhaps some other time.
Well, you're welcome any time on account of we got all kinds of things you'd be interested in. Do you know what you might like to see? You might like to see our fat boys gym. That's where we really slim them down.
Another time.
Uh-oh.
Samantha?
Listen,
Huh?
I think you've got a bad water pump.
What?
Gomer, don't start.
I think you've got a bad water pump. Have you been going to Emil service station, too?
Nothing, Mr. Burton, nothing at all. Thanks again for the lift. We really appreciate it.
It's okay.
Well, thanks again, Mr. Burton. And I'd have that water pump looked at. So long, Mr. Burton. You hear that? You can hear that water pump from here.
The radio!
We left it in Mr. Burton's trunk. What are we going to do?
That's a good question.
Oh, Dick, this is awful. What do we tell the sergeant?
Well, what's even more scary is what Sergeant Carter going to say to us.
Of all the bird brain, numbskull, knuckleheaded stunts.
You're right, Sergeant. It was just plain silly of us. And we could just kick ourselves, couldn't we, Duke? Just kick ourselves.
Now, hear this, you goofballs. That piece of equipment cost the government $650.
$650? That much?
And I signed for it. You understand that, Pyle? I am responsible.
Well, that's just not fair, Sergeant. It was our fault, and we should at least share in the responsibility.
Oh, really?
Sarge, there must be some way of getting that radio back. After all, we know the driver's name.
That's right. His name's Mr. Burton, and he's a real nice fella.
Yeah, I'll bet. Probably a real nice crook.
Oh, no, not Mr. Burton. And I'm sure we'd recognize the car. I'd know it anywhere.
Oh, you would, huh? Pyle, did you ever stop to think there are probably a million of them cars running around the country? Where do we start to look? Maine? How about Chicago?
Well, wait a minute. I just remembered. Mr. Burton's staying over here in town.
That's right, he's here on business.
Well, so what? A fat chance you gotta find him.
Please, Sarge, it's worth a try.
The town's not all that big.
Right. What do we got to lose?
Can we try, Sergeant, please?
You sure you'd recognize the car?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I'm positive.
Go get changed. Slater, you stay here and answer the phone. Just on the slim chance this guy turns out not to be a crook and calls in.
Right, Sarge.
Yeah, and there's one more thing you can do. Pray.
Well? Nothing yet, Sergeant.
A wild goose chase. I'll tell you something, Pyle. If you don't find that radio, you're going to be court-martialed and shipped to a new base.
A new base?
That's right, Fort Leavenworth.
Leavenworth?
That's correct. You may become a 30-year man.
Sergeant, it's just... That's it. There it is, Sergeant. That's the car.
Are you sure this is the car, Pyle? Are you positive?
This is it, Sergeant. This is it. It was dark blue and had white sidewall tires. I remember. This is Mr. Burton's car, all right. Yeah, this is the car, all right. Boy, aren't we lucky, Sergeant?
Yeah, very. The trunk's locked.
Oh, well, then we'll just have to wait here till Mr. Burton gets back.
Well, what if he doesn't get back? He may be gone all day. We got to get this radio back to supply.
What do we do?
Well, there's nothing else I can do. I'll have to pick the lock.
Pick the lock? You're not thinking about breaking into Mr. Burton's car, are you?
Pyle, I don't have much choice. I hate to do it, but it's a $2 lock against $650 worth of government equipment.
But breaking in, Sergeant, we could get in a whole lot of trouble.
What do you think we're in right now? Just keep your eye out and see that we're not spotted. It's empty.
Sergeant, there's the car.
What'd you say?
That car that just passed, that's it. That's really it. That's the car.
Don't tell me that's the car. This is the car, the one we just broke into.
No, Sergeant, that's it. Mr. Burton was driving it. I recognized him.
But you told me... Oh. Oh, leave it alone. Come on.
This is the car, all right. I recognize the upholstery. Mr. Burton must have gone into one of these buildings.
Well, we're not waiting for him, that's for sure.
You're not going to do that again, are you, Sergeant?
Pyle, I told you I have no choice. Another empty. Pyle!
Hey, Harry, look over there down the street. That bulletin we just got about the two car thieves in Marine uniforms.
Pyle, what is it with you?
Well, I just don't understand, Sergeant. The radio's... Sergeant, the police.
Huh?
They're looking this way.
Let's go. Why, they were standing here just a minute ago.
Do you think they're gone yet?
Be quiet, I can hear them.
Ow. I sure wish they'd go. My tailbone's backed up against the jack handle.
Maybe they ducked around the corner. Let's check.
Sounds like they took off. Let's hang on for another minute and then get out.
That was a close call, Sergeant. We was lucky, just plain lucky. We're moving, Sergeant. We're moving. Where are we going?
I don't know, Pyle, I don't know. But wherever it is, why do I have to go there with you?
I know this is all my fault, Sergeant, and I just want you to know how sorry I am.
Don't talk, Pyle. Just don't talk. Later we'll talk. We'll go back to my office, we'll move the furniture, lock the door, and then we'll have a talk. Oh, boy, will we talk.
Tell me, Sergeant, I know I'm responsible for that radio, and, well, if it means clearing your good name, I'm more than willing to go to penitentiary.
Oh, no, Pyle. If we don't find that radio, I'm the one going to the penitentiary.
You, Sergeant, but why should you go? I'm the one that should go.
You can't go, Pyle, because, you see, you're dead. I killed you. That's why I'm going, and it'll be worth every minute of it.
Looks like we're slowing down.
Yeah.
Well, what do you know? It's starting to rain. Do you hear it, Sergeant? You hear it?
Yeah, I hear.
That's a nice sound. Rain on the roof. I always did.
Knock it off. This may be the time to make our getaway. Come on, let's get this trunk open. Ready? 1, 2, go!
Believe me, I had no idea you fellas were trying to follow me.
Well, we had no choice, Mr. Burton. You see, that's a pretty expensive piece of government equipment.
I figured it was. That's why I put it in my motel room. The minute I found it, I wanted to get in touch with you boys, but I didn't know how.
Well, I knew it was safe. I just knew it. You see, Sergeant Carter and you was so worried. Sergeant Carter here thought you might be a sneak thief and try to make off with you.
Knock it off, Pyle. Do you mind, Mr. Burton?
Come on. Well, this is it, fellas. We'll go in and you can pick up the radio.
Sure picked a nice place to stay, Mr. Burton. Plenty of parking space. Look over there, Sergeant. They got free television. If you and Miss Bunny ever got married, this would be a nice place to spend your honeymoon.
Yeah, real good, Pyle.
Well, there it is, boys, if you want to check it over.
Boy, am I glad to see this again.
Gee, thank you, Mr. Burton, for keeping it so nice for us.
Okay, Pyle, stow that equipment and we'll give it the old heave-ho. And whatever you do, don't...
Don't worry, Sergeant. Nothing's gonna happen.
Pyle.
Personally, I think we owe Mr. Burton a whole heap of thanks for putting him in so much trouble. Sam!
Let's get your hands up.
What's the angle? What did you bring them here for?
Forget it. Those uniforms are just the ticket for getting us through those roadblocks.
Sergeant, guess what? They're smugglers.
No kidding.
Let's get going.
What are you two waiting for? Get those uniforms off!
Mr. Burton, you may have done some awful things, but I just know you couldn't take the uniform off the back of a serviceman.
Well, the pants are a little too long, but the shirt fits fine.
You look terrific, boss.
I sure am surprised at you, Mr. Burton. I mean, anybody that's nice enough to pick up a serviceman didn't turn out like this.
You're breaking my heart. Come on, Nick, grab the radio and let's load it in the car.
The radio? What do you guys want with the radio? That won't do you any good.
Oh, yeah? Maybe it won't bring as much as a brand new one.
That beat-up old thing? You'll be lucky if you can give it away.
Yeah? Didn't you say it cost a lot of money?
Yes, he did. That radio cost a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
Well, I just said that so my men would take better care of their equipment from now on. That radio's practically worthless.
Oh, no, Sergeant. You was right in the first place. Duke and me looked it up in the supply catalog. It's like you said, it cost $650.
$650, huh?
Maybe even more than that now. That was last year's catalog.
Thanks, pal. Now, maybe we won't sell it too cheap.
Nice going, Pyle. You just blew the radio.
Thanks for the uniform, boys.
Well, Nick, I guess you could say we're a couple of squared-away Marines.
Well, you don't look like squared-away Marines to me, that's for sure.
Pyle!
Well, they don't, Sergeant. They're not going to get very far with their pockets unbuttoned like that and no tie clasp and the hat on at the wrong angle.
Well, thanks, pal. We'll take care of those little details so we don't get stopped.
Another thing, you ain't going to get very far with that bad water pump. That thing's ready to go on you any time now, and the sooner the better.
One last thing. You talk too much. And you've got a big mouth.
It worked, Sergeant, it worked. You try it. You come over here and try it. Just start rocking it and rock up on your feet. Come on. Come on, try it. Just go over there to the wall. Come on. That's it. Rock. The best thing to do is to hook that piece of tape up to the nail. You're too low, Sergeant. Just keep working yourself up there and try to catch it right in the middle. You go ahead now, and I'm going to try to get loose from this chair. I just knew it'd work. I just did. These cheap old kitchen chairs, they're easy to break away. You can do it too, Sergeant. Come on, I'm showing you how. Come on over here. Jump on over here. Now just get yourself a good running start and back in. Huh? Oh, I'll untie you. There you go, Sergeant. Now get your feet. Sergeant, you ought not do that. It's like that could smart.
We gotta find a phone booth fast.
Look, Sergeant, look.
Come on, on the double. Officer, boy, am I glad to see you. I think we can still catch him. Huh? Two crooks dressed in Marine uniforms, and they gotta be heading toward the border.
Except I don't think they're gonna get very far, not with that bad water pump.
Yeah, but we can't count on that. Let's go.
What is this? What do you think you're doing anyway?
I'm telling you, two crooks dressed in Marine uniforms. While we're talking, they're getting away.
Look, we know all about crooks in Marine uniforms. We've already got a report on them breaking into a car.
You did? Well, that wasn't the crooks. That was...
Listen, fellas, why can't we get started? Aren't we just wasting time talking?
Look, we can't take off every time somebody points out a suspicious character, and we're going to wait here for orders. So get out of this car, both of you.
I'm telling you, but we know the car. We know them.
Beat it.
Okay. Now you gotta take us. See?
You guys really are a pain. Unlock him, Frank, and kick him out of here.
No, let's take him in.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We'll check out the highway before we do it. Wise guys, huh?
What's that look like?
I don't know. Take a look.
Look, Sergeant Carter, there's the car.
Yeah.
I was right. Their water pump did give out on them.
Well, boys, what's the trouble?
Oh, just a little trouble with the water pump is all. It's cooling off, though. Boy, I'd sure like to get my hands on the guy who sold me this car. They'll take advantage of a serviceman every time.
Yeah, I guess they will. Well, take it easy.
you grab him? Why didn't you grab him?
That's them. That's the smugglers.
Hey, didn't you say the cooks had a busted water pump?
That's right. That's it. That's the one.
Let's go, Harry.
You really don't have to hurry. They're not going to get very far.
Erupted in chaos. Vane was screaming for someone to shoot the monster. Cale was mesmerized. The reptile has the briefcase? Cale asked, leaning forward. He does, sir, Jack said. And look inside. Vane turned purple. I didn't. I mean, it was a trap for the pirates. Pip reached into Sid's mouth, miraculously keeping his arm, and pulled out the briefcase. When they opened it, a small digital recorder fell out, playing a recording of Vane and Pip's assistant planning the entire frame-up. Kyle stood up, his jaw looking more ironclad than ever. Vane, you tried to frame a brave officer using an innocent local reptile. You are stripped of your rank. You shall spend the next 6 months cleaning the heat shields of the station. Why me? Vane sobbed as he was led away. Why is it always me? Jack Stone put an arm around Pip's shoulder as they watched the sun set over the pink ocean. Well, Director Thorne, Pip said, grinning. What do we do now? Jack smiled, pulling a bottle of smuggled champagne from his boot. I think it's time for another crab rave, Pip. Tell the boys. Full speed ahead. The end. The Rogues of Isola de Luna. A Tale of Tropical Turbulence. Chapter 1. The Garter Belt Crisis and the Impending Doom. Major Barnaby, the Bluster Bumbleton, was a man whose blood pressure could be used to power a small industrial city. He sat behind his mahogany desk at the Azure Coast Logistics and Security Hub, a private, high-tech, mercenary outpost on the island of Isola de Luna, clutching a bottle of extra-strength antacids as if it were the Holy Grail. Wow, Bumbleton muttered, his face turning a shade of purple, usually reserved for overripe eggplants. Wow, wow, wow. Garter belts. Jasper, do you hear me? Tactical garter belts for the medical unit. His sycophant-in-chief, Lieutenant Jasper de Toddy Finch, snapped to attention, nearly poking his own eye out with a stiff salute. The nurses were very specific. Sir, they claim the standard issue clips are tearing their stockings during emergency trauma drills. It's a morale issue, sir. I am a major of the line. Bumbleton roared, slamming his fist onto a pile of requisitions. I am the commander of the most strategic logistics hub in the Southern Hemisphere. And I am currently negotiating the procurement of lace and elastic. My stomach acid could start a cold engine, Jasper. I'm a warrior, not a haberdasher. The phone on his desk shrieked. Bumbleton glared at it as if it were a venomous snake before snatching it up. What? Yes, this is Bumbleton. Who did you expect? Tokyo Rose? The Sultan of Brunei? Listen, I don't care if the sinks in the senior officer's lounge are backing up. I am the commanding officer, not a plumber. Call a civilian contractor and tell them to bring a snake, not a bill. He slammed the phone down and turned back to Finch. And now, the final nail in my mahogany coffin. I just got word from Central Command. General Ironhide Ironsides is arriving today for a sneak inspection. Do you realize what a mess this place is? Sly Sterling and his band of miscreants are probably running a casino out of the motor pool as we speak. Captain Silas Sly Sterling was Bumbleton's eternal nemesis. While Bumbleton lived by the rulebook, Sterling lived by the suggested guidelines and a healthy dose of charm. Sterling's crew, the Rogues, were the most efficient, lawless, and beloved unit on the island. Sir, Finch whispered, leaning in. If you're too ill to face the general, you could appoint an acting base commander. Someone to take the brunt of the Ironhide's wrath. Bumbleton's eyes narrowed. If I was sick terribly, tragically sick, I could appoint Sterling as acting base commander. With that pirate in charge, the base will descend into such chaos that Ironsides will have no choice but to drum Sterling out of the service on the spot. It's brilliant. Fetch me a thermometer and some pale face powder. I'm about to have a near-death experience. Chapter 2. The acting commander and the Silicon Sultan. Sly Sterling leaned back in his hammock, a cold coconut drink in one hand and a cigar in the other. His executive officer, Junior Officer Percy Pothole Pringle, was currently trying to clean a rifle and succeeding only in poking his head through a nearby camouflage net. "Easy, Pothole," Sterling drawled. "You're going to give the jungle a concussion." "Sorry, Skipper. I just want everything to be ship-shape for the—" "Oh, look, a butterfly." Pringle lunged for the insect and tripped over a crate of black market champagne, landing face first in the sand. Their peaceful morning was interrupted by Finch, who arrived breathless and pale. "Sterling, the Major, he's collapsed. It's the purple tropical agony. He's appointed you acting base commander, effective immediately." Sterling blinked. "Bumbleton gave me his job? Is he brain damaged, or just finally surrendered? He's in the infirmary. Go, take command." Sterling shrugged and stood up. "Well, Pothole, duty calls. Let's go see what the Major's office looks like when it isn't filled with his screaming." Within the hour, Sterling had transformed the Azure Coast hub. The strict dress code was replaced by tropical casual. The Petty Officers Club, previously a place of gloom and clogged sinks, was now the site of a massive luau. However, the chaos was just beginning. A high-priority signal arrived. The Sultan of Silicon, a tech billionaire who owned 3 neighboring islands, was arriving for a diplomatic visit, along with his 3 daughters, the princesses of Pixels, who were world-famous social media influencers. A sultan and 3 influencers? Sterling groaned, looking at the base which was currently covered in hula decorations. "And General Ironsides is on his way for a sneak inspection? Pothole, we need a miracle." "Don't worry, Skipper, I've got the garter belts," Pringle shouted, holding up a bunch of slingshot-looking devices. "The nurses are going to be so happy. Hide those, Pringle. Hide them in the air raid shelter with the hula dancers." As the Sultan's private jet touched down, the base was a whirlwind of frantic activity. Sterling, dressed in a slightly too large commander's jacket, met the Sultan at the tarmac. "Welcome to Isola de Luna. Your Techness," Sterling said with a winning smile. "I am acting Commander Sterling. This is my executive officer, Percy Pringle. He's currently wearing a floral lei under his tactical vest, because it's a local custom." The Sultan, a man with a beard trimmed by lasers and a penchant for gold-plated gadgets, looked impressed. "Interesting craft you have here. This PT-73 boat. Can I drive it?" "Drive it?" Pringle squeaked. "It's a high-performance combat vessel, sir. It's not a jet ski. I want to drive it," the Sultan repeated, his voice cold. Sterling sighed. "Sir, it's all yours." Pringle, show the Sultan how to steer, while I try to figure out why General Ironside's jeep is currently entering the front gate. Chapter 3. The Laughing Gas and the Fitness Board. The situation was spiraling. Bumbleton, recovered and furious that his illness hadn't caused Sterling's immediate downfall, was now stalking the base in a seaman's uniform, trying to catch the rogues in the act of being happy. Meanwhile, Pringle had a toothache. A massive, throbbing, I-can-see sound kind of toothache. Sterling had sent him to the base dentist, a new recruit who was more interested in experimental chemistry than molar health. "Nitrous oxide?" Pringle asked, muffled by a mouthful of cotton. "It's the good stuff, Percy. Euphoria gas." Pringle returned to the office 3 hours later, floating 6 inches off the ground and laughing at the stapler. Unfortunately, this was the exact moment Bumbleton and General Ironsides arrived for the formal inspection. "Officer Pringle," Bumbleton barked. "Report." Pringle looked at Bumbleton, leaned over, and whispered, "You look like a very angry grape, sir." He. He then proceeded to boop the general on the nose. General Ironside's face went from stone cold to volcanic. "Bumbleton, what is the meaning of this? This officer is clearly mentally unfit. I want a fitness board convened immediately. This man is a disgrace to the uniform." "Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir." Bumbleton cheered, his heart soaring. Pringle is finished. And since Sterling appointed him, Sterling is finished too. Desperate to save his friend, Sterling hatched a plan involving the remaining tank of Euphoria gas. If they could get Bumbleton and the general to relax before the hearing, Maybe they could laugh the whole thing off. The rogues rigged the ventilation system in Bumbleton's office. As the fitness board began, a sweet, fruity smell began to waft through the room. Now then, Bumbleton began, trying to look stern. Officer Pringle, you are charged with... Why is your hat so funny, Jasper? Finch looked confused. My hat, sir? Bumbleton began to giggle. It looks like a little duck. Quack, quack. General Ironsides, usually a man who ate gravel for breakfast, let out a loud snort. Bumbleton, you're right. And look at Sterling. He looks like a palm tree in a suit. The hearing descended into a riot of laughter. The general was seen doing the hula with a mop, and Bumbleton was trying to see if he could fit his head through a porthole. In the delirium, Bumbleton signed a document not only exonerating Pringle, but promoting him to Admiral of the Canteen. By the time the gas wore off, Ironsides had a vague, warm memory of the base being full of spirit, and the fitness board was dismissed as a misunderstanding caused by tropical heat-induced mirages. Chapter 4. Barnaby the Cayman and the Missing Payroll. The final test for the rogues came in the form of cold, hard cash. The base payroll, $62,000 in unmarked bills, had arrived. Bumbleton, determined to finally trap Sterling, decided to use the money as bait. I'll leave the wallet in a conspicuous place, Bumbleton whispered to Finch. When those thieves take it, we'll have the serial numbers recorded. It's a slam dunk. But there was a third party on the island that neither the major nor the captain had accounted for. Barnaby the Cayman. Barnaby was a 12-foot prehistoric reptile that lived in the mangroves behind the rogues' quarters. Pringle, being the soft-hearted soul he was, had been feeding Barnaby peanut butter sandwiches. The Cayman had become quite fond of Pringle and anything that smelled like him. When Bumbleton dropped his wallet near the beach, Barnaby the Cayman emerged from the swamp, thinking it was a snack. He snapped up the leather wallet, $62,000 and all, and retreated into the mud. He ate it. Pringle screamed, watching from the bushes. The alligator ate the major's wallet. Pringle, you idiot! Sterling shouted. If that Cayman has the money, Bumbleton will say, we stole it and fed it to the lizard to hide the evidence. Sure enough, Bumbleton arrived with a squad of guards. The alligator has it, sir, Pringle cried. His name is Barnaby, and he's currently digesting your ID card. An alligator? You expect a court-martial to believe an alligator stole the payroll? Bumbleton laughed. Take them away. All of them. To the brig. The trial was a circus. Sterling acted as the defense attorney, and Pringle was the star witness. Your Honor, Sterling addressed the judge. My client is innocent. The real culprit is currently sunning himself on a log. I request a recess so we can produce the witness. Sterling and the rogues spent the night in the swamp. Using a giant jar of extra crunchy peanut butter and a very long rope, they managed to lure Barnaby the Cayman toward the courthouse. The next morning, the court was interrupted by a scratching sound at the door. It swung open, and Barnaby the Cayman waddled in, looking remarkably smug. There he is, Pringle shouted. Open your mouth, Sidney. Give the man his money. The Cayman let out a low hiss and spat out a soggy, mud-covered leather wallet right at Bumbleton's feet. The judge peered over his spectacles. Major Bumbleton, is this your wallet? Bumbleton looked at the slimy object. Yes. But the money, it's gone. Sterling stepped forward. Actually, sir, check the interior pocket. Bumbleton reached in and pulled out a stack of bills, partially chewed but still very much legal tender. It's all here. $62,000. The judge slammed his gavel. Case dismissed. Major Bumbleton, I suggest you find a more secure place for the Navy's funds than a reptile's mouth. And Sterling, get that beast out of my courtroom. Chapter 5. The final score. The sun set over Isola de Luna, casting a golden glow over the Azure Coast hub. The Sultan had returned to his tech empire, promising to name his next operating system Pringle 1. Bumbleton sat in his office, staring at a framed photo of himself. He had been demoted back to captain for gross negligence regarding reptilian financial management, while Sterling had been given a commendation for creative recovery of government assets. Down at the beach, the rogues were celebrating. A massive fire was crackling, and the smell of roasting pig filled the air. Barnaby the Cayman was lounging nearby, happily munching on a final peanut butter sandwich. "You know, Pringle," Sterling said, raising a glass of champagne. "We might just survive this war after all." "I don't know, Skipper," Pringle said, looking at a black cat that had just crossed their path. "It's Friday the 13th tomorrow. My mother says that's bad luck." Sterling laughed, throwing an arm around his friend's shoulder. "On this island, pothole, bad luck is the only thing we're good at handling." Far off in the darkness, the sound of a sink backing up in the officers' lounge echoed through the jungle. Bumbleton's scream of "wow, wow, wow" followed shortly after. The rogues just kept on dancing, the renegades of Serenity Isle. Chapter 1. The Gastric Crisis of Director Sterling. The Isle of Serenity was many things. A strategic intelligence hub, a tropical paradise, and, most importantly, a colossal headache for Director Barnaby, the buzzsaw Billington. Barnaby sat in his office, clutching a bottle of high-strength antacids as if it were a holy relic. His stomach wasn't just churning, it was performing a violent operatic solo. "Pringle!" he bellowed, his voice cracking with the strain of 1,000 suppressed ulcers. His adjutant, a man whose spine seemed to be made of pure sycophancy, scurried in. "Yes, Director, have the tactical garter belts arrived?" Barnaby glared at him. "Garter belts, Pringle? You're the logistics officer. If the support staff needs smart elastic tactical hosiery to keep their spirits up, you snap to it. Shake a leg, or whatever limbs people shake these days." Barnaby collapsed back into his chair, rubbing his temples. "What a war. Everything is on my shoulders. I'm the commanding officer of the most sensitive outpost in the Neo-Caribbean, and I'm surrounded by idiots and haberdashery requests." "Sir," Pringle whispered, leaning in with the look of a man about to deliver a death sentence, "I just got a priority ping from Central. Admiral Ironside Vance is arriving today for a sneak inspection." Barnaby's face went from pale to a shade of translucent grey. "Ironside Vance? The man who court-martialed his own grandmother for a scuffed boot? Here? Today? Samara? Analiza? Kunaliza? Wakuzato Tuni?" He looked around his office. The pipes were leaking, the digital logs were a mess, and somewhere in the distance, he could hear the sound of a jukebox, likely Jack Sterling's crew throwing another unsanctioned beach party. "This place is a disaster zone, Pringle. The sinks in the officers' club are backing up, the payroll is missing 3 zeros, and I'm pretty sure someone is running a black market distillery in the Torpedo Bay." The phone rang. Barnaby snatched it up. "Yes, Billington here. Who did you expect? The ghost of Christmas past?" "Listen, I don't care if the sinks are backing up. I'm a director, not a plumber. Fix it or drown in it." He slammed the phone down and groaned, clutching his stomach. "My acid could start a fusion reactor. Pringle, I can't face Vance. I'll die. I'll literally combust." A wicked gleam entered Barnaby's eyes. It was the look of a cornered rat finding a trapdoor. "Wait. If I were medically incapacitated, if I were too ill to fulfill my duties, I could appoint an acting base commander, someone to take the fall, someone to be the face of this chaos when Vance arrives." Pringle nodded slowly. "Sir, I am ready to accept the supreme sacrifice. Not you, Pringle. You're too much of a non-entity. No, I need Jack Sterling. With Jax and his band of cutthroats in charge, the island will turn into a regular Roman orgy within the hour. They'll destroy themselves right in front of the Admiral. It's brilliant. Absolute genius." Barnaby suddenly slumped over his desk, letting out a moan that sounded like a dying whale. "Pringle, I think I'm fading. It's the stress, the toxicity. Call the medbay. Tell them the director is down." "Right away, sir," Pringle cried, remarkably committed to the bit. "Hurry. He's not well. Quick. On the double." As Jack Sterling, a man who wore a naval uniform like a suggestion rather than a rule, walked into the office, he found Barnaby draped over a chaise lounge. "Gee, Director," Jack said, his voice dripping with casual skepticism. You look like you've been eating your own cooking. What's wrong?" Oh, Jax, it's the end, Barnaby wheezed. The medics don't know what it is. It might be tropical shingles. It might be existential dread. Regardless, I'm appointing you acting commander of Serenity Isle, and your bumbling sidekick, Dizzy Dawson, can be the executive officer. Dizzy, standing behind Jax and accidentally knocking over a coat rack, beamed. Me? An XO? Oh boy, you won't regret this, sir. I know, Barnaby whispered, closing his eyes to hide his triumphant smirk. I know I won't. Chapter 2. The Orgy of Inefficiency. Command suited Jax Sterling. Not because he was good at it, but because he was excellent at ignoring the parts that weren't fun. Within 2 hours of taking the big chair, the Isle of Serenity had undergone a radical transformation. In the command center, the screens that were supposed to be tracking enemy sub-drones were now displaying a live feed of the local horse races. Dizzy Dawson was frantically trying to answer 3 phones at once. Ella, Executive Officer Dawson here. Yes, the sinks are still plugged. Well, what do you want from me? A get well card. Hold on, hello? Yes, we found the smart elastic straps. Send them to the nurse's quarters immediately. Jax leaned back, feet on the desk, tossing a grape into the air. Dizzy, take it easy. We're in command now. The key is delegation. But Skip, Dizzy cried. The renegades want permission to throw a morale-boosting shindig in the air raid shelter. They say they've got a pile of synth champagne and some holo dancers from the mainland. Full speed ahead, Dizzy. Jax grinned. That's what this base needs. A little action. Meanwhile, Barnaby was watching through a pair of binoculars from his hospital window. He saw the renegades hauling crates of booze into the bunkers. He saw the holo dancers wiggling their way into the high-security zones. It's working, Pringle. Barnaby cackled. Sterling is turning this place into a circus. When Ironside Vance lands in 10 minutes, he's going to find a base commander who's more bartender than officer. Jax is a dead man walking, but Jax wasn't a total fool. As the notification of Admiral Vance's shuttle landing pinged on his wristcom, Jax's eyes widened. Ironside Vance is here? Now? Dizzy, shut it down. Hide the dancers. Flush the champagne. Get this place shipshape, or we're going to be scrubbing decks on a moon base for the next decade. But where do I put the girls, Skip? Dizzy panicked. The air raid shelter. Shove 'em in there and lock the door. I'll steer the Admiral clear. Admiral Vance stepped off his shuttle, a man with a face like a slab of granite and eyes that could see through lead. Jax met him on the tarmac, standing at a rigid, albeit slightly wobbly, attention. Welcome to Serenity Isle, sir. Acting Commander Sterling at your service. Sterling? Vance barked. Where's Billington? Medical emergency, sir. Quite tragic. His stomach acids finally revolted and took over his pancreas. Fine. Let's see the base, and keep that idiot Dawson away from me. Vance gestured to Dizzy, who was currently trying to salute while holding a clipboard and had accidentally poked himself in the eye. The tour was a disaster in slow motion. Vance sniffed the air. Do I smell? Coconut rum and desperation. Sterling, that's the new high-octane fuel, sir. Very tropical. Jax lied smoothly. Jax lied smoothly. Jax lied smoothly. They approached the air raid shelter. Barnaby, having recovered miraculously the moment the Admiral arrived, was already there, waiting. Admiral Vance, Barnaby cried, feigning a limp. Thank heaven you're here. While I was on my deathbed, Sterling turned this base into a den of iniquity. If you go into that shelter right now, you'll see the most disgraceful display of naval conduct in history. Hula dancers. Admiral. In the bunkers. Karanda. You see Karanda. Karanda da. Vance's eyes narrowed. He marched to the shelter door and flung it open. Silence. The shelter was empty. Well, not empty, but filled with neatly stacked crates of emergency rations and a group of sailors holding Bibles. Hula dancers. Billington? Vance turned on Barnaby. All I see is a prayer circle, Barnaby stammered. But I saw them. They were wiggling. Right here, Billington. Vance growled. I think the medication you're on is giving you hallucinations. Sterling, you've done a fine job keeping things spiritual in his absence. Let's proceed to the laundry. As they walked away, the Bibles the sailors were holding were revealed to be hollowed-out flasks, and the hula dancers peered out from behind a false wall, giggling. Jax let out a breath he'd been holding since breakfast. Chapter 3. The Sultan of Solara. Just as the Admiral left, a new crisis arrived in the form of a gold-plated private jet. The Sultan of Solara, a galactic oil tycoon and a key ally, was arriving for an unscheduled visit with his 3 daughters. Sterling! Barnaby screamed, having been ordered back to bed, but refusing to stay there. The Sultan is coming. If we don't impress him, the Neo-Caribbean oil lease goes to the Republic. I want the renegades nowhere near him. Too late, Director, Jack said, watching the Sultan descend the stairs. He specifically asked to be rescued by a PT boat. He likes the authentic feel of our crew. The Sultan, a man draped in silks and smelling of expensive sandalwood, was accompanied by 3 beautiful princesses. The renegades stood in a line, trying their best to look like professional soldiers, and failing miserably. Greetings, O exalted ruler, Dizzy cried. Bowing so low, he fell forward and hit his head on the Sultan's boots. Wowie wow wow, the Sultan's bodyguard reached for a sword. You dare debase the dignity of the princesses? No, no, Jack stepped in. In our country, that's a ceremonial greeting. It means, I am humbled by your radiance. It's a very old tradition. The Sultan smiled. Interesting. I wish to ride on your boat. I wish to steer it. May I? The Sultan asked, stepping onto the 73. Jax handed over the wheel. For the next hour, the Sultan drove the PT boat like a teenager who had just discovered the gas pedal. He narrowly missed 3 coral reefs and 1 very confused dolphin. This is marvelous. The Sultan laughed. Billington, your commander Sterling, is a genius of hospitality. Barnaby fumed. He decided to throw a grand dinner for the Sultan, but he had one goal, to humiliate Jax. He invited Jax to the dinner, but strictly forbid Dizzy and the rest of the crew from attending. Of course, Dizzy had already managed to secure a date with the youngest princess, Siri, by promising her a secret boat ride at sunset. Look, guys, Dizzy whispered to the crew. I need to swipe the 73 for 20 minutes. If the Sultan finds out I'm with his daughter, I'm dead. If Jax finds out, I'm in the brig. The crew, always up for a heist, agreed. Now, men, Dizzy shouted, wearing a blindfold. Watch as I dismantle this baby with my eyes shut. While the guards watched Dizzy fumbling with the gun, the 73 slipped out of the harbor with Siri on board. Back at the dinner, Barnaby was trying to suck up to the Sultan. And now, Your Highness, a special treat. My daughters, the bass dancers will perform for you. The music started. 3 veiled dancers came out. Jax leaned in, squinting. One of the dancers looked remarkably like Dizzy Dawson in a wig. Another looked like a very hairy version of the crew's cook. Billington, the Sultan roared. Those are not my daughters, and those are definitely not women. The wigs fell off. Chaos erupted. Barnaby had accidentally hired the crew to fill in for the missing holo dancers, thinking he could save money. You phony Balinese bunny, Barnaby screamed at the cook. You're under arrest. The Sultan stood up, trembling with rage. I came here for diplomacy, and I find a madhouse. My daughters have been insulted. I will raid your Washington with complaints. He stormed off, leaving Barnaby sobbing into his soup. Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Debacle. The Sultan's departure left a dark cloud over the island. Barnaby, desperate to find a scapegoat, decided to convene a fitness board to have Dizzy Dawson dishonorably discharged. I've got him this time, Sterling. Barnaby cackled, holding a file of Dizzy's mistakes. He torpedoed a garbage scow. He shot down a target plane during a funeral. He's finished. Jax knew he had to act. He gathered the renegades in the torpedo bay. Listen up. If Dizzy goes, we all go. We need to get Billington into a good mood before the hearing. How? Asked the cook. The man hasn't smiled since the Great Depression. Jax pulled out a canister from the medical supply stash. Nitrous oxide. Laughing gas. If we can pump this into Billington's office during the hearing, he'll be so hysterical he'll promote Dizzy to Admiral. The plan was set. The crew rigged the ventilation system. As the fitness board, led by the stern Admiral Shoemaker, took their seats, Barnaby opened the file. Now, regarding Ensign Dawson, Barnaby started to giggle. He once thought a group of potato peels was a camouflage sub. Ha, 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 ha. Admiral Shoemaker looked confused. Director, this is a serious matter. I know. It's a riot. Barnaby roared, tears of laughter streaming down his face. And then he ran over me with a jeep. I was stuck in the mud like a turtle. The gas reached the Admiral. His stern face softened. A chuckle escaped him. Then a snort. Then a full-bellied laugh. A turtle? In the mud? Sterling, your director is a barrel of fun. Suddenly, an air raid siren went off. A real one. An enemy drone was approaching the base. A fire drill, Dizzy cried, still high on the fumes. I'll handle it. Dizzy ran out to the anti-aircraft gun. He was seeing 3 drones, so he aimed for the one in the middle. He pulled the trigger, screaming, "Tally-ho, pussycat!" Boom, a direct hit. The drone disintegrated. The gas wore off just as the Admiral walked out to the tarmac. He saw Dizzy standing over the smoking gun, looking heroic and slightly confused. Magnificent, Shoemaker cried. Anyone who can stand laughing in the face of death like that brave lad is a hero. Billington, why were we having a hearing for this man? He should be decorated. Barnaby, now suffering from a massive gas-induced headache, could only moan. Why me? Why is it always me? Why? Chapter 5. Gus, the alligator, and the missing payroll. The final straw for Barnaby came when the base payroll's $62,000 in digital credits stored on a physical cold storage wallet went missing. Jax had taken the crew to a remote part of the island for a luau. While they were roasting a pig, a local cyborg alligator named Gus, who had been fitted with a tracking collar and a taste for human electronics, wandered into the camp. Hey, look, Dizzy pointed. A mascot. He's smiling at me. Careful, Dizzy, Jax warned. That's an apex predator with a Wi-Fi signal. Gus let out a hiss and lunged not for the men, but for the bag of peanut butter sandwiches. In the process, he snatched a wallet that had fallen out of someone's pocket. It wasn't just any wallet. It was Barnaby's, which contained the base payroll he had been trying to trap Jax with. He ate it, Dizzy screamed. Gus ate the director. Wait, no, he just ate the money. Barnaby arrived on the scene minutes later, accompanied by a squad of guards. I've got you now, Sterling. Theft of the base payroll. I marked the credits. I know you have it. Sir, Jack said calmly. An alligator took it. An alligator? Alligator? Do you think I'm an idiot? Bring in the witness. Bring in Gus. The trial was held in the base auditorium. Barnaby was the prosecutor, the judge, and the jury. I object, Dizzy cried. You can't call Gus a thief. He had an unhappy childhood. He's just a product of his environment. Order in the court, Barnaby screamed. Produce the money or face the brig. Just then, the renegades marched in, leading Gus on a very heavy titanium chain. The alligator looked bored. Sir, Jack said, the evidence. Gus let out a massive belch. A small, metallic object clattered onto the floor. It was the cold storage wallet. Aha! Barnaby lunged for it. The evidence. I told you they stole it. He plugged the wallet into the terminal to verify the credits. As Barnaby hit enter, a massive surge of static electricity shot through the terminal, sending Barnaby flying backward into a stack of filing cabinets. The screen displayed a message. Payroll distributed to all accounts. Alligator subsidy program active. The room went silent. Then, Every sailor's wristcom on the island started pinging. "Hey," a guard shouted. "I just got a 5,000 credit bonus." "Me too," cried another. Jax leaned over to the charred Barnaby. "Well, Director, the men are certainly in a good mood now. I'd call that a successful command decision." Barnaby opened his mouth to speak, but only a small puff of smoke came out. As Jax and the renegades walked back to the 73, Dizzy patted Gus on the head. "You did good, Gus. Want a peanut butter sandwich?" Gus snapped his jaws, narrowly missing Dizzy's fingers. "See?" Dizzy beamed. "He loves me." Jax looked out over the Serenity Isle, the sun setting over a base that was broke, dysfunctional, and currently governed by a cyborg reptile. He smiled. "Full speed ahead, Dizzy. Full speed ahead." The Chaos. Chronicles of Outpost Tartarus, a novel of galactic incompetence and high-speed heists. Prologue. The Edge of the Universe. Literary. Outpost Tartarus was not so much a military base as it was a clerical error that had gained physical form. Situated on a lonely, dust-choked asteroid in the Nebula Reach, it was the place where the Galactic Fleet sent the officers they couldn't fire but definitely didn't want to talk to. At the helm of this bureaucratic shipwreck was Commodore Barnaby, the bluster bludger. Bludger was a man whose blood pressure was roughly the same as the pressure inside a deep-sea diving bell, and whose temperament was that of a badger that had been poked with a very hot stick. His office was a shrine to self-importance, decorated with medals he had mostly bought on the intergalactic equivalent of eBay. Opposite him, physically and spiritually, was Commander Maverick Mav Malone. Mav was the captain of the Starskiff 73, a vessel held together by duct tape, chewing gum, and the sheer audacity of its crew. Mav's crew, known as the Sector 7 Scoundrels, treated the war against the Nebula Raiders as a minor inconvenience that occasionally interfered with their true passion: illegal gambling, moonshine brewing, and sunbathing on the hull of the station. Chapter 1. The Garter Belt Crisis. The day began, as most terrible days do, with a supply crisis. "Wow, wow, wow, wow," Bludger screamed, his face turning a shade of purple that matched the local flora. He slammed a manifest onto the desk of Officer Clive Kringer, his sycophantic, spindly-legged assistant. "Garter belts. Kringer, why am I looking at a request for 6 dozen lace garter belts?" Kringer trembled so hard his teeth rattled. The medical nurses on the science deck, sir. They claim the standard issue elastic is chafing. They said they won't staff the infirmary without them." "We are at war," Bludger roared. "I am a commodore of the fleet. I am not a haberdasher. Tell them to snap to it. Shake a leg. Oh, you know what I mean." Before Bludger could finish his tantrum, a priority transmission flickered onto his screen. It was the face of Grand Marshal Ironside, a man famous for having once court-martialed his own reflection for being improperly dressed. "Bludger," Ironside's voice boomed. "I'm arriving at Tartarus today for a sneak inspection. If I find one speck of dust, one unpolished boot, or one unauthorized garter belt, I will have you demoted to a space buoy painter." Ironside out. Bludger collapsed into his chair. "Ironsides is coming. I'm dead. The sinks in the Petty Officers Club are backing up with green slime. I'm a commander, not a plumber." His stomach groaned audibly, a sound like a freight train hitting a pile of scrap metal. He popped 3 indigestion pills into his mouth like they were candy. "Sir," Kringer whispered, "if you were incapacitated, you wouldn't have to face the Grand Marshal. You could appoint an acting commander to take the heat." Bludger's eyes lit up with a predatory gleam. An acting commander? Someone to take the blame for the tiki bar and the slime? He looked toward the docking bay, where Mav Malone was currently trying to teach a robotic parrot how to swear. "I have just the man for the job." Chapter 2. The Feigning Fever. "Oh, the pain. The cosmic agony," Bludger wailed, draped dramatically over his desk. Mav Malone walked in, looking suspicious. "You called Commodore?" Mav asked, leaning against the doorframe. "You look like you swallowed a supernova. Worse, Malone. Much worse," Bludger groaned. "The medics don't know what it is." "Space Scout?" Moon flew? I'm in no condition to command. I need to appoint an acting base commander. Someone brave, someone reckless. I understand, sir, Mav said, suppressing a grin. I'm sure Officer Cringer is ready to. I can't namilesina, I kinelelesi, emsuri. I understand, sir, Officer Cringer is ready to. No, not Cringer, Bludger shouted, then immediately went back to groaning. I'm appointing you, Malone. And your little friend Pickle here will be the acting executive officer. Pickle's eyes widened. Me? An exec? Oh boy, did you hear that, Skipper? I'm going to have a desk with a lamp and everything. It's an order, Malone. Bludger barked. Now get into my office and take command. I'm going to the infirmary too. Suffer. As soon as Mav and Pickle left, Bludger leapt up and did a little jig. Cringer! Call the Grand Marshal. Tell him Commander Malone is in charge. By the time Ironside is done with him, Malone will be lucky if they let him pilot a garbage scow. Chapter 3. The Acting Sovereign. Malone didn't waste time. Within an hour, Commander Snookums, as the crew jokingly called him, had turned the Commodore's office into a hub of efficiency, by which he meant the crew was now running a lottery on when the plumbing would finally explode. However, the universe had a sense of irony. No sooner had Mav sat in the big chair than the communications officer yelled, "Incoming vessel! It's the Archduke of Andromeda and his 3 daughters." The Archduke? Mav muttered. The one with the priceless collection of star rubies and a temper like a solar flare? That's the one, Skip, Pickle chirped. And he's bringing his daughters, the princesses. I heard they're the finest dancers in the quadrant. Mav sighed. All right, scoundrels, listen up. We need to look like a real military base for exactly 3 hours. Hide the moonshine, put on your tunics, and if anyone asks, the slime in the sinks is experimental biological defense. The Archduke arrived in a golden shuttle, looking every bit the royal pain he was. He was flanked by 3 princesses, who looked remarkably bored. Greetings, O exalted ruler, Mav said, executing a bow that was 50% grace and 50% trying not to trip over a loose floor cable. I am Acting Commander Malone. Welcome to Tartarus. The Archduke sniffed. I hear you are an efficient officer, Malone. I wish to see your base, and I wish to see the Starskiff 73. I have heard it is a vessel of unique character. Oh, it has character, sir, Pickle added helpfully. While Mav entertained the Archduke, Pickle was tasked with entertaining the princesses. This was a mistake. Within 20 minutes, Pickle had accidentally promised the youngest princess, Siri, a high-speed recon mission in the Starskiff just to impress her. Wait, Pickle, Mav hissed when he found out. You can't take a princess on a joyride. If the Archduke finds out, he'll turn us into space dust. Don't worry, Skip, Pickle said, already tripping over a torpedo. I'll have her back before the first course is served. Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas of Sector 7. The joyride was, predictably, a disaster. The Starskiff 73's engines chose that moment to conk out a technical term for refusing to work without a bribe of high-octane fuel. Pickle and Princess Siri were stranded behind a moon, leaving Mav to stall the Archduke at dinner. To make matters worse, Commodore Bludger had recovered early. He had spotted the Starskiff missing from its berth and realized he had the perfect evidence to sink Malone forever. I have him now, Cringer. Bludger cackled, peeking through a telescope. Kidnapping a royal. It's the death penalty, or at least a very long time in a very cold prison. But Mav's crew was ahead of him. Duke, the ship's engineer, had discovered a tank of hypernitrous oxide, laughing gas, in the dental supplies. If we can't make the Commodore happy, Duke suggested, we'll make him hysterical, as Bludger marched toward his office to call the fleet authorities. The crew rigged the ventilation system. Just as the Commodore opened his mouth to shout, Malone, you're under arrest, a jet of sweet-smelling gas hit him squarely in the face. Bludger's face froze. His eyes crinkled. A tiny giggle escaped his lips. Commodore? Cringer asked, confused. Are you all right? Hehe, He. Ha. Ha. Ha ha. Bludger doubled over, slapping his knees. Cringer, look at your face. You look like a sad space carrot. Ha ha. Mav walked in, looking cool. Is something funny, sir? Funny? It's a riot. Bludger wheezed. Malone, you're a genius. Pico, you're a hero. Let's cancel that fitness board hearing. Let's throw a party. Let's all wear garter belts and dance the polka. The crew joined in, fanning the gas around. Even the Grand Marshal, who had just walked in for his sneak inspection, was caught in the cloud. The man known as Iron Sights began to hoot like a jubilant owl. Inspection. He. Inspection passed. The Grand Marshal shrieked, tears of laughter streaming down his stern face. Give everyone a medal. Give the asteroid a medal. Ha ha! Chapter 5. Rex the Space Raptor. The gas eventually wore off, leaving Bludger with a headache and a deep sense of shame. He was more determined than ever to destroy Malone. I've marked the payroll. Cringer, Bludger whispered. 90,000 galactic credits in a leather wallet. I'll leave it where Malone can find it. When he takes it, I'll have him for grand larceny. But Outpost Tartarus had a resident pest. Rex, a 3-foot-long lime-green moon lizard with a penchant for shiny objects and peanut butter sandwiches. Rex was the crew's unofficial mascot, mostly because Pickle kept feeding him. Bludger dropped the bait wallet on a bench. Before Mav could even see it, Rex scurried out of a vent, snatched the wallet in his jaws, and vanished. Rex! Pickle yelled, chasing after him. Give that back! That's not a sandwich. Bludger arrived a moment later, finding Mav and Pickle empty-handed. Where is it? My wallet. My 90,000 credits. I saw you near it. The lizard took it, sir, Mav said calmly. A lizard. A likely story. Cringer, called the judge advocate. We're going to a court-martial. The courtroom was the station's mess hall. Bludger was the prosecutor, the judge, and the star witness. I saw him, Malone. He has a secret lizard accomplice. I object, Pickle shouted, standing up. Order, the fleet judge roared. Produce the lizard or produce the money. Mav whistled. Rex, lured by the scent of a fresh peanut butter sandwich in Mav's pocket, scurried into the room. In his mouth was the wallet, still intact. See, Mav said, holding the lizard up. Exhibit A. Bludger lunged for the wallet. Rex, thinking it was a game, clamped down harder. The wallet burst open, showering the court in marked bills. Aha! Bludger screamed. The money! My money! Actually, sir, Cringer whispered, looking at the serial numbers. Those are the bills I gave you for my back pay. The ones you told me to mark, so we could trap Malone. The fleet judge looked at Bludger. Commodore, did you just admit to using a subordinate's salary to fabricate a criminal trap? Bludger's mouth opened and closed like a dying fish. The lizard made me do it? Chapter 6. The Mag Cannon Payday. The final straw came when the actual base payroll 62,000 credits in cold hard cash arrived for transport. Bludger, hoping to avoid any more lizard-related incidents, ordered Pickle to carry the bag himself. Naturally, Pickle was mugged by a group of Nebula raiders disguised as traveling mimes. They took the dough, Skip, Pickle sobbed. And my lucky gun belt. And they didn't even say anything. They just mimed being sad about it. Scoundrels, Mav yelled. Battle stations, we're getting that money back. The Starskiff 73 tore after the raiders' shuttle. It was a high-speed chase through the asteroid belt, with lasers firing and Pickle accidentally deploying the ship's laundry instead of the smokescreen. The raiders docked at a hidden base on a jagged rock. Mav and his crew stormed the place, only to find the raiders had stashed the money inside an old, decommissioned mag cannon. If we fire the cannon, Duke warned, the money will be shredded. But if we don't, Mav said, the raiders will escape. Suddenly, the station's alarms blared. Bludger had arrived in his flagship, flanked by the Grand Marshal. Surrender, Malone. Bludger's voice boomed over the comms. I know you have the payroll. Give it up or we'll blow you out of the sky. Just then, a Nebula Raider fighter dived at Bludger's ship. Pickle, seeing the threat, ignored the don't fire order. He lit the fuse on the old mag cannon. Boom! The cannon didn't fire a shell. Instead, it fired 62,000 galactic credits. A blizzard of money filled the vacuum of space, caught in the artificial gravity of the station. The raiders were blinded by the whirling bills, crashing into a nearby asteroid. The Grand Marshal looked out his viewport to see a literal rain of wealth. Manna from heaven! The Grand Marshal shouted. Look at that. Malone is so heroic. He's showering the fleet with bonuses. Bludger sat in his command chair, watching 42,000 credits stick to his windshield. He began to count. 1, 2, 3, 99. Why me? Bludger whimpered. Why is it always me? Epilogue. The sunset of Tartarus. The Grand Marshal left Tartarus with a glowing report. Mav Malone was given a commendation for innovative wealth distribution, and Pickle was promoted to first-class ensign. A rank Malone made up to keep him happy. Bludger was sent to a mandatory 3-month retreat for high-stress management. As the sun set over the dusty horizon of the asteroid, Mav Malone sat on the hull of the star skiff 73. You know, Pickle, Mav said, taking a sip of something that definitely wasn't water. I think we might just survive this war. I hope so, Skip, Pickle said, tripping over a crate of garter belts that had finally arrived. But do you think the Archduke will ever forgive us for the polka dancing? Mav laughed. In this galaxy, Pickle, nobody remembers the polka. They only remember who held the money at the end. And with that, the star skiff 73 drifted into the neon glow of the nebula, ready for the next glorious, ridiculous disaster. The End, The Chaos Chronicles of San Borrajo, a novel of military mishaps and tropical turmoil. Chapter 1. The Lingerie Logistics. Commodore Horatio Higgins, known to his subordinates as Old Ulcer, was currently experiencing a physiological event that could only be described as a volcanic eruption of the gallbladder. He sat behind a desk made of mahogany that was slowly rotting in the humidity of San Borracho, a remote island outpost that God had clearly forgotten and the Navy had only remembered for tax purposes. Wow, Higgins muttered, staring at a requisition form. Wow, wow, wow. Garter belts? Lieutenant, are you telling me that you are the supply officer of this entire God-forsaken rock, and the most pressing issue on your desk is hosiery? The man standing across from him was Lieutenant Elroy the Toddy Twitch, a man whose spine had been surgically replaced with pure sycophancy. Without garter belts, morale will plummet. And when morale plummets, so does the efficiency of the penicillin injections. Snap to it, Twitch. Shake a leg. If they need garter belts, find them. My life is a tragedy of logistics, Higgins moaned, rubbing his temples. Before he could continue his lament, the telephone shrieked. It was the kind of ring that signaled the end of a career. Higgins here. Who? Tokyo Rose. Don't be ridiculous. This is the commanding officer. What? The sinks in the officers' club are backing up again? I am a commodore, not a plumber. Call a priest, call a sorcerer. Just don't call me. He slammed the phone down. His stomach acid was currently at a pH level capable of melting through a submarine hull. He reached for his indigestion pills, popping them like candy. Twitch. I have just received word. High Admiral Ironside Sterling is arriving today for a surprise inspection. This place is a disaster. This place is a disaster. The river rats are probably running a casino on the beach right now, and I'm sitting here talking about garter belts and sewage. Higgins paused. A devious, shimmering light entered his eyes. Twitch. What if I was sick? Terribly, deathly sick. If I were incapacitated, I'd have to appoint an acting commander. Someone to take the brunt of Sterling's wrath. Twitch grinned, catching the drift. An excellent plan, sir. And who better to ruin than your favorite thorn in the side? Commander Jack Hurricane Hennessy. Exactly! Higgins cackled. Let Hennessy and his band of cutthroats take charge. They'll turn the base into a circus in 10 minutes, and Sterling will court-martial them before the sun sets. Twitch, call the medics. Tell them I've collapsed from the sheer weight of my devotion to duty. Chapter 2. The Sickness Gambit. Commander Jack Hennessy was a man who viewed military regulations as vague suggestions. He and the crew of the SS Rambunctius, the River Rats, had successfully turned their corner of the island into a tropical paradise involving illegal stills, hula lessons, and a very lucrative trade in fermented coconut water. Hennessy entered Higgins' office to find the Commodore draped across his desk like a wilted lily. "Sir, you look greener than usual," Hennessy remarked, leaning over the supposedly dying man. "Oh, Hennessy, it's the end." Higgins wheezed, clutching his stomach. "The medics don't know what it is. Tropical agony. Spontaneous combustion of the spirit. I'm appointing you acting base commander." Hennessy blinked. "Me? Sir, I'm a saltwater sailor. I don't do paperwork. Give it to Lieutenant Pip Clover. He loves forms." Lieutenant Pip Clover, Hennessy's executive officer, was a man who could trip over a flat surface and accidentally declare war on a neutral country. He was currently standing in the corner, trying to look professional, while his hat was on backward. "No!" Higgins shouted, momentarily showing too much vigor. "Clover is a boob. A lovable, dangerous boob. You are the commander, Hennessy, and I'm appointing Clover as your executive officer. Now, get out. I need to languish in peace." As Hennessy and Clover departed, Higgins whispered to Twitch, "This is going to be the happiest illness of my life." Chapter 3. The Garterbelt Luau. By the time Admiral Sterling's plane touched down, San Borracho had undergone a transformation. Under Hennessy's leadership, base maintenance had been redefined as host a party for everyone. In the command center, Clover was frantically answering the phones. "Executive Officer Clover here." "What? The Garterbelts are here? Excellent. Send them to the nurses' quarters immediately and tell the Seabees to stop building that bowling alley in the middle of the rifle range. It's confusing the snipers." Hennessy walked in, looking relaxed. "How's it going, Pip?" "Sir, we've got a problem. The supplies just arrived, but the boys have already started a shindig on the beach. And the Garterbelts, well, they look a lot like slingshots if you hold them the right way. Full speed ahead, Clover." Hennessy laughed. "The Admiral likes action. Let's give him action." What Hennessy didn't know was that Admiral Sterling, a man whose face was carved from granite and who hadn't smiled since 1922, was currently in a jeep, heading straight for the beach, where 30 hula dancers were currently teaching the motor pool how to wiggle their blues away. "Sir!" Twitch hissed into Higgins' ear back at the hospital. "The Admiral is here. Hennessy has turned the base into a Roman orgy. There are girls in grass skirts. And I believe I saw a torpedo being used as a buffet table." Higgins jumped out of bed, his sickness forgotten. "Perfect. We'll catch them in the act. But first, we need to hide the evidence of our own incompetence." "Is that nurse still in my closet?" "She's hiding, sir. She thinks you're insane." Chapter 4. The Sheikh and the Stowaway. Just as the Admiral began his inspection, a second crisis arrived. The Sheikh of Al-Marami. He had arrived with his 3 daughters, the princesses, after their plane had engine trouble near Hennessy's patrol zone. The Sheikh was a man of immense dignity and even more immense wealth. He did not appreciate being rescued by a crew that smelled exclusively of gin and coconut oil. "Commander Hennessy," the Sheikh said, standing on the deck of the SS Rambunctius, "are these men to be trusted with my daughters? They look irregular. They're the best in the fleet, Your Highness." Hennessy lied smoothly. "Just very casual." "Wowie, wow, wow," shouted one of the crewmen, staring at the princesses. The Sheikh's hand flew to his ceremonial dagger. Who dared to debase the dignity of the princesses with such chicken noises? "Oh, that?" Hennessy said, thinking fast. "That's a traditional American naval greeting. It means, 'May your path be paved with gold.' Wowie, wow, wow." The Sheikh looked skeptical. "Truly? It sounds remarkably like a man who has seen a garter belt for the first time." Back at the base, Higgins was trying to impress the Sheikh at a formal dinner. However, Hennessy's crew had accidentally borrowed the boat the Sheikh wanted to steer. Clover, meanwhile, was trying to prove his naval expertise by taking apart a .50 caliber machine gun, blindfolded, to impress the men. "Now, men," Clover said, his eyes covered by a black silk scarf. "We disengage grip A from mechanism B. Wait, is this the firing pin or my coffee cup?" "It's a coffee cup, sir," a sailor yelled. "Right. Well, I'll take that apart too." While Clover was blindfolded, one of the sailors was sneaking out with a princess for a moonlit boat ride. The chaos was reaching a crescendo. Higgins, seeing a person he thought was a phony Balinese bunny, accidentally arrested the Sheikh's actual daughter, leading to a diplomatic incident that nearly resulted in the invasion of Washington, D.C. Chapter 5. The Joy Missed. Hennessy knew he needed to get Higgins into a good mood before the fitness board could convene to kick Clover out of the Navy. "We need the gas, boys," Hennessy whispered. The Joy Missed. Nitrous oxide from the dental clinic. They rigged a tank of laughing gas to Higgins' office window. As the Commodore sat there, preparing the paperwork to destroy Clover's career, the sweet, invisible vapor began to fill the room. Higgins blinked. He looked at the paperwork. July 16th. Clover torpedoed a garbage scow. Ha! He thought it was a submarine camouflage with potato peels. That's hysterical. Potato peels. Ha ha ha. Twitch walked in, horrified. "Sir, the fitness board is here. Admiral Shoemaker is waiting." "Tell Shoemaker to go fly a kite," Higgins roared, clutching his sides. "Clover is a genius. He's Bingy Winky's favorite little hero. Bring me more roses. I love roses, even if they make me sneeze." When Admiral Shoemaker arrived, he found Higgins dancing on his desk with a nurse, singing sea shanties about a girl named Ginger. "Bumbleton," Shoemaker barked. "What is the meaning of this?" Higgins looped an arm around the Admiral. "Oh, Shoey, you're so stiff. Have some gas. It's better than the gin." Just then, an air raid siren wailed. A stray enemy bomber was spotted. Clover, still partially dazed from the gas himself, stumbled out to a machine gun and without looking fired a single, lucky burst that sent the bomber spiraling into the sea. "Magnificent," Shoemaker shouted. "The man is a hero. He stands laughing in the face of death." Higgins, now coming down from the gas, looked at the plane crash and then at Clover. I hate my life. Chapter 6. The Trial of Barnaby the Beast. The final straw came when the base payroll $62,000 in cash disappeared. Higgins had set a trap. He had marked the bills and dropped his wallet where Hennessy's men would find it, but he hadn't accounted for Barnaby. Barnaby was a 12-foot alligator who lived in the marshes and had developed a taste for human belongings, specifically those that smelled of Higgins' expensive leather pomade. "Sir!" Twitch screamed. "The wallet is gone, but McHale didn't take it. An alligator took it." "Don't be ridiculous," Higgins screamed. "Alligators don't steal payrolls." At the court-martial, Clover stood as his own defense attorney. "Your Honor, I move for a mistrial on the grounds that the primary witness is a reptile with an unhappy childhood." Suddenly, the doors to the courtroom burst open. Hennessy and the river rats entered, leading a very large, very grumpy Barnaby on a leash. "The evidence, Your Honor," Hennessy shouted. Clover reached into Barnaby's mouth. "Careful, sir. He's crazy about my mother's peanut butter sandwiches." With a wet plop, Clover retrieved a soggy leather wallet. He opened it, and $62,000 in crisp, marked $100 bills spilled onto the floor. "Aha!" Higgins shouted. "There it is. The proof. They stole it." "Wait," the judge advocate said, picking up a bill. "These bills are marked with the serial numbers Higgins provided before the theft occurred. Commodore, did you intentionally plant this money to frame your officers?" Higgins looked at the Admiral. He looked at the gator. He looked at the $62,000. I want to go home," Higgins whispered. "Case dismissed." The judge roared. "And Higgins, I'm recommending you for a psychiatric evaluation. Anyone who tries to use an alligator as a bagman is unfit for command." As the crew of the SS Rambunctious celebrated on the beach, with a new batch of champagne, stolen from Higgins' private piggy bank. Hennessy raised a glass to Barnaby. To the best thief on the island, Hennessy toasted. And to Garter Belts, Clover added, accidentally snapping his own suspenders into his eye. The sun set over San Borracho, an island where the law was thin, the gin was strong, and the Commodore was currently trying to explain to a therapist why he saw hula girls in his closet. It was just another Friday, the 13th in paradise. The Misfits of Azure Archipelago, a novel of nautical nonsense and galactic guffaws. Chapter 1. The Gravity of Gravity Suspenders. The Azure Archipelago was not so much a military strategic point as it was a clerical error in the middle of the Great Sapphire Sea on the planet Aquatica 7. It was a humid, salt-crusted cluster of islands where the rust grew faster than the palm trees, and the local wildlife, mostly bioluminescent crabs, had more discipline than the soldiers stationed there. At the center of this administrative nightmare was Commander Barnaby Barnacal Bluster. Bluster was a man whose blood pressure was roughly equivalent to the steam pressure of an aging locomotive, and whose ambition far outstripped his actual competence. Wow, 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 wow. Bluster paced his office, his face a shade of purple usually reserved for overripe eggplants. He slammed the requisition form onto the desk of his supply officer. Gravity, suspenders. Lieutenant. Gravity, suspenders. You are the supply officer of this Forsaken outpost. If the nurses say their anti-grav gear is slipping, you snap to it, you shake a leg, you know what I mean. The lieutenant blinked, trying to remain invisible. Bluster didn't wait for a response. He clutched his stomach, grimacing as if he had just swallowed a live grenade. Everything is on my shoulders, he moaned. And now this. A message from HQ. High Commissioner Steel Sights Sterling is arriving today for a sneak inspection. Iron Pants Sterling. He's the kind of man who measures the length of your shoelaces with a micrometer. Bluster looked around his office. It was a mess. The sinks in the officers' club were backing up with neon green sludge. The local tavern was running a betting ring on crab racing, and his star captain, Silas Sly Maverick, was currently nowhere to be found, likely offshore on a reconnaissance mission that involved a barbecue and a crate of contraband nectar. The phone rang. Bluster snatched it up. Yes, this is Commander Bluster. Who did you expect? The Queen of Andromeda? The sinks are backing up? So what? I am the commanding officer. Nota plama. He slammed the phone down and reached for a bottle of glowing blue antacid pills. My stomach acid could power a starship, he hissed. Sir, please, the lieutenant whispered. Take it easy on those. They give you terrible indigestion. I don't care, Bluster yelled. I just don't care. In fact, I hope I get sick. Truly sick. Then someone else would have to face Sterling. Wait, a devious light sparked in his watery eyes. If I were medically incapacitated, I could appoint an acting base commander, and he would have to deal with the commissioner's wrath. The lieutenant looked worried. Who would you appoint, sir? Not a loyal soldier. Bluster grinned. I'll appoint Silas Maverick. With Maverick and his gang of cutthroats in charge, they'll turn this base into a circus in front of Sterling's very eyes. They'll destroy their own careers. And I'll be tucked away in the infirmary. Innocent as a babe. Brilliant, sir, the lieutenant lied. I do look sick, don't I? Bluster began to stagger, clutching his head. Call the medic. Quickly, I'm fading. I'm paying the price for my service. Chapter 2. The happiest illness in history. Captain Silas Sly Maverick was a man of leisure who happened to own a very fast patrol boat. When he was summoned to Bluster's bedside in the infirmary, he found the commander draped over a bed like a wilted lily. Oh, Maverick, Bluster groaned, his voice a pathetic rasp. I need to appoint an acting commander while I'm undergoing tests. Maverick leaned against the wall, a toothpick in the corner of his mouth. Gee, sir, I'm sure Lieutenant Pringle here can handle it. He's the most by-the-book guy we've got. Junior Officer Percy Pringle, Maverick's second in command, beamed. Oh, thank you, Captain. I'm ready to serve. No, Bluster barked, then quickly reverted to a whimper. Pringle is a boob. No offense, Pringle. I'm appointing you, Maverick. And Pringle will be your executive officer. Pringle's eyes widened. Oh boy, did you hear that, Skip? Acting exec. You won't regret this, Commander. I know I won't. Bluster muttered into his pillow, a tiny, evil smile playing on his lips. Now get out. Go to my office. Command the base. As Maverick and Pringle left, Maverick sighed. Percy, we're in a griddle. Bluster's up to something. Who cares, Skip? Pringle was already trying to puff out his chest. We're in charge. I'm going to authorize that new rifle range and finally get those gravity suspenders delivered. Back at the office, the chaos began instantly. The phone lines were jammed. Maverick here, Silas said into the receiver. What? The radar's tracking a sub? Well, track it and give me a positive ID. Don't call me until it starts shooting. Pringle was on the other line. Acting exec Pringle here. Yes, I authorized the construction for the new barracks. What do you mean it's in the middle of the live fire zone? Tell the engineers to keep their heads down. The crew of the S Misfit crowded into the office. Skip, the boys want to throw a little shindig. A welcome party for the new command. We can rake in a pile of dough with a luau. Maverick waved a hand dismissively. Full speed ahead, boys. Whatever keeps the morale up. Chapter 3. The hula bunker and iron pants. The luau was in full swing. Local dancers, crates of medicinal punch, and a makeshift stage had transformed the Azure archipelago into a tropical resort. Suddenly, the radar technician burst in. Skip, High Commissioner Sterling's shuttle just landed. He's on his way in a hover jeep. Iron pants. Sterling? Maverick's eyes went wide. Oh, no. Bluster set us up. He's sitting pretty in the hospital while we're standing in the middle of an unauthorized party. Hide the girls, Pringle shrieked, running in circles. Hide the punch. Hide the happiness. To the air raid shelter, Maverick ordered. Get everyone into the bunker. Move it. A dozen dancers and 3 crates of contraband were shoved into the heavy steel-reinforced bunker just as Sterling's jeep pulled up. Sterling was a man who looked like he had been carved out of granite and then polished with sandpaper. He stepped out of the jeep, his eyes scanning the base like a hawk, looking for a mouse. Welcome to Outpost Delta, sir. Maverick snapped a salute that was only slightly crooked. Acting Commander Maverick, at your service, and Executive Officer Pringle, sir, ready for your command. Pringle saluted, but a floral lei was still hooked around his neck. Sterling stared at the lei. What the devil is that thing around your neck, Pringle? It's an old native custom, sir. A sign of tactical respect? Sterling grunted. I heard Bluster was in the hospital. I'll pay my respects. Then we begin the inspection. I expect this base to be shipshape. Meanwhile, in the infirmary, Bluster was giddy. He had heard the music. He knew the girls were there. This is going to be the happiest illness of my life, he whispered to the lieutenant. When I tip off Sterling about the orgy in the bunker, Maverick's career is going up in smoke. Sterling entered the infirmary. Bluster put on his best dying man face. Oh, Commissioner, forgive me for being laid up. But you must go to the air raid shelter. Immediately. You won't believe the disgrace. The hula girls. The madness. Sterling looked at Maverick. Girls? In a military bunker? He's delirious, sir, Maverick said quickly. High fever. He thinks he sees hula girls everywhere. He even thought the nurse was a mermaid this morning. I am not delirious, Bluster screamed, leaping out of bed in his pajamas. They're in there. I saw them with my own eyes. Follow me. Bluster led the way, Sterling following with a grim expression. They reached the bunker. Bluster threw open the heavy door. Behold the evidence, he cried. The bunker was empty. Well, not empty. It was filled with sailors, wearing helmets, sitting on crates, and cleaning rifles with exaggerated intensity. Fire drill, sir, Pringle shouted, appearing from behind a crate. 100% successful. Bluster's jaw hit the floor. But the girls, the feathers, the music. Sterling turned on Bluster. Commander, I've seen enough. War does terrible things to a man's mind, but you are clearly suffering from a severe case of combat fatigue. Back to bed. That's an order. But, bed? Sterling roared. As Sterling walked away with Maverick, discussing the excellent readiness of the fire drill team, Bluster sat in the mud, clutching his pajamas. Why me? He whimpered. Why is it always me? Chapter 4. The Sultan and the Smuggled Princesses. Weeks later, a new crisis arrived. A shuttle, carrying the Sultan of Marami, a wealthy planetary leader, was forced to land near the archipelago due to engine trouble. Maverick, you and your crew are to pick up the Sultan and his 3 daughters, Bluster ordered, his eyebrows finally having grown back from a previous incident. And for heaven's sake, be professional. The Admiral wants a good impression. Maverick arrived at the beach to find a man in robes of pure gold, accompanied by 3 women whose veils couldn't hide their curiosity. Greetings, Your Highness, Maverick bowed. Captain Silas, Maverick. My boat is your chariot. I am Karim, the Sultan said. Are these men to be trusted with my most valuable cargo? Wowie, wow, Pringle blurted out, staring at the princesses. The Sultan's face darkened. Is this man debasing the dignity of my daughters? No, sir. Maverick stepped in. In our country, Wowie is a ceremonial greeting, like a prayer for safe passage. Indeed? The Sultan looked skeptical, but boarded the boat. By the time they reached the main base, the Sultan was so impressed by Maverick's relaxing style of command that he insisted Maverick attend the diplomatic dinner. During the dinner, things went south. To cover for her absence, the crew had dressed up a very reluctant, very hairy sailor in a veil and dressed to sit at the table. Bluster, suspicious as ever, approached the princess. Your Highness, Bluster said, trying to be charming. May I say your perfume is quite robust? It smells like engine oil and cheap tobacco? The princess grunted. I knew it, Bluster shrieked, ripping off the veil. This isn't a princess. This is a pirate. You're under arrest, you phony Balinese bunny. The Sultan stood up, trembling with rage. How dare you lay hands on my... Wait, that is a very hairy man. Maverick stepped in. Sir, it's a traditional security dabo to protect the real princess from, Commander Bluster's hallucinations. The Sultan looked at Bluster, then at Maverick, and finally at his runaway daughter, who had just returned with Gus. He sighed. Your Commander Bluster is a very strange man. I shall report this madness to the State Department. Bluster stood there, holding a clump of the sailor's fake hair. Why me? Chapter 5. The Laughing Gas and the Fitness Board. Bluster had finally had enough. He called for a fitness board to convene and evaluate Pringle's competence. His goal was to have Pringle broken down to a seaman second class, which would effectively destroy Maverick's leadership. I'm a regular Casey Jones when it comes to railroading. Bluster cackled in his office. The crew was desperate. We've got to jolly him up, Maverick said. Get him in a good mood so he cancels the hearing. How? Pringle asked. He hasn't smiled since the Great Nebula War. Laughing gas, Maverick whispered. The medic has a tank of nitrous oxide. If we can leak some into his office before the board arrives. The plan was set. A hose was snaked through the window. As Bluster sat at his desk, preparing his list of grievances, the crew began to pump the gas. Slowly, Bluster's scowl began to soften. He looked at a requisition form for toilet paper and giggled. He looked at a photo of the Admiral and burst into a guffaw. Maverick and Pringle walked in. Captain, about that fitness board. Fitness board? Bluster shrieked with laughter. Oh, you guys, you're such a riot. Pringle, you're a boob, but you're my favorite boob. Ha ha ha, Chucky Wucky, Bingy Wingy. He's gone, Pringle whispered. It worked. Send the message, sir, Maverick urged. Cancel the board. Consider it done, Bluster wheezed, stumbling to the radio. Cancel the board. Promote everyone. Give the crabs a medal. But as the gas began to wear off and the window was opened for fresh air, Bluster's smile vanished. The admiral of the fitness board arrived just as Bluster was coming down from his high. "Binghamton!" the admiral roared, seeing Bluster dancing on his desk. "What in the name of the Great White Fleet is going on here?" "Admiral," Bluster gasped, his head spinning. I can explain. It was the frangipani flies. They're spies. Spies, I tell you. He's delirious, sir," Maverick said sadly. "The stress of the job. He thinks he's an angel." The admiral watched as Bluster tried to fly off his desk to catch a spy fly. "I've seen enough," the admiral sighed. "Anyone who would stand laughing in the face of duty like this brave lad Maverick and his crew must be doing something right. But you, Bluster, you need a long rest." Chapter 6. Sydney and the Lost Payroll. The final straw came when the base payroll $62,000 in small, unmarked bills went missing. Pringle had been assigned to pick it up from the paymaster. On his way back, he had been distracted by a beautiful girl and a very large, very hungry bog lizard named Barnaby. "The money's gone, Skip," Pringle cried, soaking wet and covered in swamp mud. "The lizard. He ate it, or the girl took it. It's all a blur." Bluster was ecstatic. "Theft of government funds. Grand larceny. I've got you now, Pringle. You and Maverick are heading to the penal colony." Maverick and the crew spent the night scouring the swamps. Just as the court-martial was beginning, they found Barnaby, the bog lizard, sunning himself on a rock. In his mouth was a soggy leather wallet. "Open up, Barnaby," Maverick coaxed, holding out a peanut butter sandwich, the lizard's favorite. Barnaby burped, dropping the wallet. Maverick burst into the courtroom just as the judge was about to pass sentence. "New evidence, Your Honor," Maverick shouted, leading a 6-foot lizard into the room on a leash. "Get that monster out of here," Bluster screamed. "Not until he testifies," Maverick countered. "Barnaby, show the judge what you found." The lizard dropped the wallet on the judge's desk. The judge opened it and pulled out the crisp bills and Bluster's ID card. "Commander Bluster," the judge said, his voice cold. "Why is your ID card in a wallet full of marked bills that were supposedly stolen?" I set a trap," Bluster stammered. "I marked the bills. I wanted to catch them, so you admitted to tampering with the federal payroll and attempting to frame your officers," the judge asked. Bluster looked at the lizard. The lizard winked at him. "Why me?" Bluster whispered, sinking into his chair. "Why is it always me, as the crew of the S?" Misfits celebrated with a crate of champagne, the lost champagne. Bluster had hidden in a piggy bank. Maverick raised a glass. 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 To the Azure Archipelago, Silas toasted. "The only place in the galaxy where you can lose a payroll, gain a lizard, and still be home in time for the luau." And out in the swamp, Barnaby the bog lizard burped one last time, spitting out a single gravity suspender. The end. The Misfits of Monsoon Bay. Chapter 1. The Director's Ulcer and the Garter Belt Crisis. The humidity on the island of Portegra didn't just hang in the air. It sat on you like a wet wool blanket that had been used to wrap a dead fish. Inside the command center of the Aegis Group, a private security firm that had seen better decades, Director Barnaby, the Bluster Blythe, was vibrating. Blythe was a man who looked like a thumb in a tight suit, his face permanently set to a shade of sunset orange. He was currently screaming into a mahogany desk phone that hadn't been dusted since the Reagan administration. "Garter belts, Sterling. I said garter belts," Blythe bellowed. His sycophantic second-in-command, Major Sterling, stood at attention, sweating profusely. "I don't care if they requested silk-lined parachutes." Blythe interrupted, his voice hitting a frequency that made the nearby water cooler bubble. "You are the logistics officer. If the nurses need garter belts to keep their stockings up while they treat jungle rot, you snap to it. Shake a leg, or shake whatever it is you people shake." Blythe collapsed into his chair, rubbing his temples. He was a man besieged. He was the commanding officer of the most strategically relevant rock in the Indian Ocean, and yet he felt the weight of the entire world on his sloping shoulders. "Sir," Sterling squeaked, "I just got an encrypted ping from the Home Office. Inspector General Ironsides Vance is arriving today for a sneak inspection." The color drained from Blythe's face, leaving it a sickly shade of oatmeal. Ironsides? Not Vance. Anyone but Vance. That man once fired a janitor for having a smudge on his mop bucket. "Look at this place, Sterling. The sinks in the officers' club are backing up. The grass is 3 feet high, and Stryker's team is probably running a blackjack tournament in the armory as we speak." He grabbed a bottle of antacids and downed them like they were candy. "My stomach acid could start a diesel truck. Sterling, I'm dying. I can feel it. Indigestion, or perhaps a localized cardiac event." Then a glint of predatory cunning entered Blythe's eyes. He looked at the medical wing. "Wait a minute," he whispered. "If I were incapacitated, truly, medically unfit for duty, I could appoint an acting director. Someone else would have to face the inspector. Someone who would take the fall for the clogged sinks and the garter belt shortage." Sterling's eyes widened. "Sir, you aren't suggesting Major Sterling?" "No, you ninny. I'm talking about Silas Stryker. If I put that saltwater cowboy and his gang of cutthroats in charge, they'll run wild. They'll turn this base into a circus right in front of the inspector. Vance will dismantle Stryker's career, and I'll return from my illness as the hero who has to clean up the mess." Blythe began to groan theatrically, sliding out of his chair and onto the floor. "Call the medic. Quickly. I'm fading. It's the blue ague, or something volcanic." Chapter 2. The Coronation of Silas Stryker. Captain Silas "Sly" Stryker was currently lying in a hammock strung between 2 palm trees near the dock of the Obsidian Pearl, a high-speed tactical boat that had seen more modifications than a teenage boy's first car. Stryker was a man of relaxed morals and impeccable charisma. He was surrounded by his team: Happy Higgins, the cook who could ferment anything; Vegas Vance, the tech expert who knew the odds of everything; and Lieutenant Percy Pippin, the most disaster-prone executive officer in the history of private security. "Skipper," Percy shouted, tripping over a coil of rope and falling face first into the sand. "Director Blythe is in the infirmary. He's dying of a mysterious, tropical stomach ghost." Stryker lifted his sunglasses. "A stomach ghost, Percy? That sounds serious. Is it contagious or just convenient?" Moments later, they were summoned to the infirmary. Blythe lay under a mountain of blankets, looking like a very miserable mole. Stryker," Blythe wheezed. "The doctors, they don't know. Could be months. Could be forever. I'm appointing you acting base director, and Percy here, he's your acting executive officer." Percy's chest puffed out so far he nearly tipped over. "Oh boy, did you hear that, Skipper? I'm the exec. You won't regret this, Director." "I know," Blythe muttered into his pillow, a tiny, evil smile tugging at his lips. "I know I won't." Stryker looked at the director, then at his crew. He knew exactly what Blythe was doing. He also knew that a week of being in charge meant a week of unlimited access to the base's liquor supply and the ability to sign off on their own vacation time. "Well, Director," Stryker said with a wink, "we'll try not to break the island while you're recovering." Chapter 3. The Archduke and the Hula Debacle. The first thing Stryker did as acting director was legalize Hawaiian shirts as official uniform attire. The second thing he did was authorize a cultural appreciation festival at the air raid shelter, which mostly involved Higgins' homemade moonshine and a group of local dancers. However, the festivities were interrupted by a radio call. "Acting Director Stryker." A voice crackled. "This is the Archduke of Araby. My private jet has suffered a localized engine failure near your sector. I am arriving with my 3 daughters for an emergency layover." "An Archduke?" Percy squealed. "Should we bow? Which way is the nearest palace?" "Relax, Percy," Stryker said, adjusting his lei. "Just treat him like a regular guy with $1 billion and a private army." When the Archduke arrived, He was a towering man in gold-trimmed robes, flanked by 3 princesses who looked bored out of their minds. "I am Archduke Karim," the man announced. "I travel with my most valuable possessions. Are you men to be trusted?" Vega Svan stepped forward. "Wowie, wow, wow, those are some cargo. I mean daughters. Your Highness." The Archduke's hand went to the hilt of a ceremonial dagger. "The next man who dares to debase the dignity of the princesses will answer to me." Stryker stepped in smoothly. "Forgive him, Highness. In our country, wowie wow is an ancient tactical greeting. It means, may your camels never thirst." The Archduke softened. "Ah, an interesting custom. I wish to see your naval operations." The afternoon was spent on the Obsidian Pearl. Stryker let the Archduke take the wheel, which resulted in the boat narrowly missing a coral reef and crashing through a school of tuna. Meanwhile, Blythe was watching the whole thing through binoculars from the bushes outside the infirmary, dressed in a hospital gown and clutching a bedpan. "Look at them," Blythe hissed to Sterling. "They're letting a foreign dignitary drive a multi-million-dollar tactical vessel into a tuna salad." "And look, is that a hula girl in the bomb shelter?" "It is, sir," Sterling confirmed. "It appears the crew has turned the tactical retreat into a tiki bar." "Perfect," Blythe cackled. "When Inspector Vance sees this, Stryker won't just be fired. He'll be exiled to a rock in the North Sea." Chapter 4. The Laughing Gas Gambit. By the 3rd day of Stryker's reign, Percy had managed to accidentally order 6,000 cases of pineapple-flavored dental floss and had accidentally declared war on a nearby fishing village over a misunderstanding involving a goat. Inspector Vance was due in hours. "Skipper," Percy whimpered, "Vance is going to kill me. He's going to break me down to a private. I'll be scrubbing latrines with a toothbrush for the rest of my life." "Not if we can get Blythe to call off the inspection," Stryker said. "We need him in a good mood, a really good mood." He looked at the medical supplies sitting on the dock. Specifically, a large silver tank labeled N20, dental use only. "Nitrous oxide," Stryker mused. "Laughing gas. Higgins, get the ventilation schematics for the director's office. If we can pump a little happy juice through the vents, Blythe will be so hysterical, he'll promote us all to admirals." The plan was executed with military precision. Or at least, the kind of precision that involves a lot of duct tape and a stolen leaf blower. As Blythe sat in his office, sharpening his metaphorical knives for Stryker's execution, a sweet-smelling mist began to hiss from the vents. 5 minutes later, Sterling entered the office to find Director Blythe wearing a wastebasket on his head and dancing a jig on top of his mahogany desk. "Director," Sterling gasped. "The inspector's plane has landed." "Inspector Vance!" Blythe shrieked with laughter, tears streaming down his face. "Old iron sights. Tell him to come in. Tell him I want to give him a hug. And tell Percy, that beautiful, bumbling boy, that he's the finest officer I've ever known. He torpedoed a garbage scow? Hilarious. Give him a medal." When Inspector Vance walked in, a man who looked like he had been carved out of granite and fed exclusively on sour lemons, he was greeted by a director who tried to pin a wilted hibiscus flower to his chest. "Binghamton," Vance roared. "What in the name of the Global Security Council is going on here?" "Oh, Vancey Poo," Blythe giggled, poking the inspector in the stomach. "You're so stiff. You need a drink. Have some of Higgins' turbo juice." Stryker and the crew watched through the window, horrified, as the gas began to wear off. "Uh-oh," Stryker whispered. "The tank's empty." Blythe's laughter died instantly. He looked at the inspector. He looked at the hibiscus flower in his hand. He looked at the wastebasket on the floor. I can explain," Blythe stammered, his face turning a purple so deep it was almost black. Chapter 5. The Ghost of the Pearl. Humiliated and desperate, Blythe decided to go for the nuclear option. He decided to convince the crew that the Obsidian Pearl was cursed. "It's a jinxed ship, Sterling," Blythe told his aide. "I've forged the records. I'll make them believe the original crew all vanished into thin air after seeing a black cat. They'll be so spooked they'll abandon the base, and I'll have them arrested for desertion." Blythe spent the night painting the number 13 over the boat's hull and rigging up remote-controlled speakers to play eerie moaning sounds. The next morning, Percy was in a state of catatonic terror. "Skipper," the boat moaned at me, and the number changed. "It's Vessel 13. We're ghosts. We're all going to die." Stryker walked onto the deck, looking at the poorly applied paint. He noticed a wire leading from the speaker system back to Blythe's shack. "Ghosts, huh?" Stryker smiled. "Well, if the director wants a haunting, we'll give him a haunting." That night, Blythe was huddled in his shack, waiting for the crew to flee. Suddenly, the lights flickered and died. A pale, glowing mist began to seep under his door. "Director Blythe." A booming, ethereal voice echoed. "We are the spirits of the Obsidian Pearl. We have come for our back pay. We have come for our back pay." Blythe shrieked, diving under his bed. "Go away. I don't have it. Sterling has it." "We need the transfer papers, Barnaby," the voice groaned. "Sign them, or we shall haunt your martini glasses forever." Blythe scrambled out from under the bed, grabbed a stack of papers, and signed them blindly. The mist vanished. The lights came back on. Stryker stepped into the room, holding the signed transfer papers and a very large fog machine. "Thanks, Director. These papers authorize our team for a 2-week tactical retreat at the resort island of Maui. You're a real pal." Chapter 6. The Stolen Payroll and Iggy the Dragon. The final disaster began with $62,000 in cash. It was the base payroll, delivered in a canvas bag. Blythe, hoping to catch Stryker in a theft, ordered Percy to transport the money through the local town of Saloon Road, a place known for its high concentration of pickpockets and low-quality rum. "Don't lose it, Percy," Blythe warned. "If a single dollar goes missing, you're going to the brig." Naturally, Percy lost the money within 15 minutes. "I was distracted," Percy cried, back at the dock. "There was this girl with a beautiful ankle and a birthmark shaped like a heart. And then I saw a giant lizard. And then the bag was gone." "A giant lizard?" Stryker asked. "You mean Iggy?" Iggy was the base's unofficial mascot, a 4-foot-long Komodo dragon that had been domesticated by Higgins. Iggy had a habit of eating things he wasn't supposed to, including Sterling's shoes and several classified documents. "Sir," Sterling screamed, running into the office. Iggy just crawled into the director's shack with a canvas bag in his mouth. "He's eating the payroll." The chase was on. Stryker, Blythe, Sterling, and the entire crew of the Obsidian Pearl scrambled through the jungle after a lizard that was currently worth more than a small country. They cornered the dragon in an old colonial-era cannon pit. "Get him," Blythe yelled. "He's got the $100 bills in his teeth. Sterling, get in there and grab the bag." "Me, sir?" Sterling backed away. "He looks hungry, sir. He looks like he wants a major-sized snack." "Me, sir, felle. Wanata fanda felle. Misa fanda 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 fanda. As they bickered, a small rebel faction from a nearby island chose that exact moment to launch a minor, very poorly planned raid on the base. Bullets began to fly. "Take cover," Stryker yelled. Percy, in a panic, grabbed a nearby torch and accidentally lit the fuse of the ancient colonial cannon. "Percy, no. That thing hasn't been fired in 200 years. Stryker shouted. "Boom." The cannon didn't fire a ball. It fired the canvas bag that Iggy had dropped into the muzzle. The air was suddenly filled with $62,000 in small bills, fluttering down like green snow over the battlefield. The rebels, confused and suddenly very interested in the flying currency, stopped shooting and began frantically grabbing the cash. "My money," Blythe wailed, running into the line of fire to grab a floating $20 bill. "My precious, unmarked payroll." By the time the smoke cleared, the rebels had retreated, their pockets stuffed with cash, and Stryker's team had managed to round up the remaining $40,000 using a series of butterfly nets. Epilogue. The aftermath. Inspector Vance stood on the dock, watching as Stryker's crew loaded crates of pineapple dental floss onto the Obsidian Pearl. Director Blythe stood next to him. his eyebrows finally starting to grow back, though one was significantly higher than the other. "Well, Binghamton," Vance said, looking at the chaos. "This base is a disaster. It's a circus. It's a madhouse run by a man who talks to Komodo dragons." Blythe beamed. "I know, sir. I'll have them all court-martialed immediately." "On the contrary," Vance said, tapping his clipboard, "in the face of an enemy raid, your men showed incredible initiative. Firing a cannon, filled with bribe money, to distract the attackers,